Hello, hello. Hello, hello. How are you guys today? Hi, Coffee Talk. Hi, Erica. Hi, everybody. Hi, OJM on YouTube. Hi, Twitch. Hi, TikTok. Just got back from protest. Yay. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Yay for all of you who went protesting today. Good for you. I'm so excited. Looks like there was a hell of a showing. So good job, guys. All right, let's go to the Diablo Smackdown song, which you guys come every day for. Here we go. She signs on every day for waiting for MAGA to enter the door. Whether this and that in a sheepish grin. Look out, MAGA, she's about to begin. She's got moxie, it runs through her soul. She's the queen of SmackDown, yeah, it's her role. She invites the MAGA to challenge a fight. Careful where you tread, cause she's got bite. Come see Diana, a crusader of truth. Her sassy one-liners carry more than one tooth. She's bold and she's strong, she's a force to see. Diana is the badass of SmackDown Queens. MAGA tries to argue, but they have no wit. Diana hit him with facts when they start talking shit. Your logic's a mess, your facts are weak. Go step aside, boo, I've got truth to speak. She's got a heart of gold, but her force is steel. Don't ever talk over her, cause she'll make you squeal. From Twitter to TikTok, she's roaming the streets. Diana's got game, and she's hard to beat. Come see Diana, a crusader of truth. Her sassy one-liners carry more than one tooth. She's bold and she's strong, she's a force to see. Diana is the badass of SmackDown Queens. She's got a megaphone and a platform to preach. Running her show in the TikTok streets. Equality for all and respect for her crew. Come meet Sir Val and Gemma the Show. With maggots in the corner, looking kind of small as they stumble over word and begin the free fall. Diana delivers the end game stunner. She says, oh, look, we have a winner. Diana, a crusader of truth. Her sassy one-liners carry more than one tooth. She's bold and she's strong. She's a force to see. Diana is the badass of SmackDown Queens. So raise up our glasses and give her a follow. Come see her make all the MAGA twits swallow. With her wit and her wisdom, she's got game. Diana's a legend, and we all know her name. Stop being so emotional. Hello, hello. That is Diava SmackDown song. You can get that on Spotify. If you want it for your workouts, you want it for some inspiration, you can get that song on Spotify and listen to it whenever you want. It's called Diava SmackDown. All right, let me bring up my backup account, and then we'll get going with some conversations. If you voted for Donald Trump, you should be in the guest request box. If you voted for Kamala Harris, you're letting those hearts fly, sharing it out, driving people in here to watch these conversations. I get my main account back in about 20 minutes. So if we have a little hard time over here getting Trump supporters up in the box, we'll just switch over to my main account in about 20 minutes, okay? All right. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. It's a little pink and blue person at the bottom that says guests. We don't block MAGA in the comments. We only mute them if they chirp in the comments and don't request up. All right, got my backup account here. Well, let's bring up my backup account. Okay, yeah. I was like, don't block everybody. I need people to talk to. Don't block them. All right, make sure you guys are covered. You guys are following my backup to my backup down there on the bottom there. That's the backup to this backup account because my main account I get back in about 20 minutes. So if you voted for Donald Trump, go ahead and request on up to join. Let's have a conversation. Cindy on YouTube in the comment section said, my city of Red in Tennessee was packed. I was shocked, but I loved it. Awesome. Orlando was packed today too. And a little small city named Claremont, packed today too. Whole bunch of them packed today too. So yes, very good show out here in Ruby Red, Florida. Yeah, Tampa's packed. I saw pictures down there too, Gen X. Can a woman run a country? Far fucking lot better than a man. Women are far less emotional. Ever seen a guy play video games? And they lose or they get picked up. You got a freaking controller running across, flying across the room. And when they watch sports and their team starts losing, they come unglued. So women are far less emotional. Thank you. Yeah, everybody hit the little heart up there, that little heart me. That cost you 1 coin up there next to my name. If you haven't already. Yeah, when their team loses, holy shit. Yup. They are mad. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. I am looking for conversation. If you voted for Donald Trump, let's talk. No, I did not go to protests. I have 2 special needs kids. I'm one who has extreme social anxiety. I can't take them to protests. I cannot. Plus, MAGA is violent. If it was just me, I would have gone to all different cities today. But it's not just me. I have to look out for my kids. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. This is my daily protest. I do this day in and day out. This is my daily protest. I protest every day. Of course, there's something wrong with your kids. LOL, always is. Why is that funny that I have 2 special needs kids? Why do you find joy in that? Are you psychotic? Why would you find joy that there's something wrong with my kids? Fucking weirdo. I didn't say social anxiety is a disease. I said I have 2 special needs kids and one of them also has social anxiety. Fucking numbnut. Come up here and talk to me or you're going to get muted. Probably booted because I don't like you. When you bring my kids into it, fuck off. Disgusting fucker. Jeff, hi. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
How old are you and what state did you vote in?
57 and Michigan.
Okay. Did you want to respond to the background or what did you wanted to come up here to talk about?
I just wanted to kind of feel out who you were. I want to get to know you before we get into anything serious.
We're not dating.
No.
This is not a dating app.
I want to know what your triggers are before I set them up.
Oh, sorry. Like, I'm not interested.
I'm not interested in you either.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
I'm trying not to trigger you. Although you kind of seem like you want to be triggered.
No, I don't get triggered. Trump supporters get triggered and usually end up slurring before they leave or calling me names, and because they don't like when women correct them and provide facts to them that go against their narrative, then they get really, really, really angry. Well, a fact is that the stock market is crashing. The economy is going in the shitter. JP Morgan Chase just said we have 60% chance likely they're going into a deep recession, possibly a depression, because he is completely and totally fucking the entire economy up.
Okay, so you trust JP Morgan Chase, which
I didn't say I trust. I didn't say JP Morgan Chase. I mean,
as a Democrat, resist.
Okay, I was giving you a fact. I was giving you a fact. I was giving you a fact with what I was saying. It wasn't that I believe JP Morgan Chase. It's all of the economists are saying the same thing. I'm just telling you the latest report that I heard that it was at 40%. Now it just went up to 60%. That's all I was saying JP Morgan Chase for. That's all. I know that you guys only believe Donald Trump, but world economists that know more than Donald Trump say we are heading for a recession. Definitely. The world is turning against us. Our economy is crashing. Everything is going to be more expensive with these tariffs. He said he was going to lower prices. He's not. And while all this is happening, while 4 of our unalived soldiers had their dignified transfer, Donald Trump decided to go golfing instead of receiving their bodies. As the stock market is crashing more than it has in decades, he's golfing. He's golfing. He's golfing. We're not talking. Blah, 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 blah. You're already crashing out. See what I tell you? I already tell you. I'm not talking about anyone unalived. I said he did not attend the dignified transfer when their bodies were back to Dover Air Force Base. Okay? Neither did J.D. Vance. Neither the president nor the vice president attended the dignified transfer. We're not talking about how many people unalived in Afghanistan. We're not talking about how many people unalived in Benghazi. I'm talking about him ignoring the 4 unalived soldiers that happened in his first 2 months as president. And he's off golfing with the Saudis. While the stock market is crashing, and we have soldiers' bodies being flown back in, and he's at a fucking golf tournament. That's not what he's paid to do. And we have to pay for all the Secret Service to be there, and we have to pay him for all the Secret Service to stay there, so he's making money off every single trip he goes golfing. Talk about some waste, fraud, and abuse that Elon Musk could get rid of.
The Secret Service for Hunter Biden in South Africa, we have to pay for that?
You're not addressing anything that I'm talking about. You're just saying, what about somebody else? We're talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about right now. We're talking about what's happening in the last 2 days. We're talking about what's happening right now. And you bring up fucking Hunter Biden. My goodness, dude.
Are we not paying for his
That's not what I'm talking about. And you didn't hear what I said. Then you didn't hear what I said. Then you didn't hear what I said, Jeff.
You have a moral equivalency problem.
No, Jeff, my problem is that Donald Trump uses our taxpayer dollars for his own benefit at his own clubs. The government paying for Hunter Biden or Joe Biden to have Secret Service with him in South Africa or Zimbabwe or China, I don't care. It's not going to the Biden family. Our tax dollars are going to Donald Trump himself to go to his own resorts, to golf on his own resorts, and to have the Secret Service stay at his own resorts. That's the problem. On our dime. At the tune of like $3 million per trip. And he goes every fucking weekend. If Joe Biden
decided to go to Delaware and hang out on the beach instead of going and getting those bodies and the dignified transfer, you guys would have crucified him 24/7. Fox News would have not ran any other story other than that. And if the vice president, if Kamala Harris wouldn't have gone, oh my word, they would have been calling for their execution. Okay? So miss me with your bullshit. Because you know that I'm right. You guys would be like, they hate veterans. Look what they're doing to these soldiers. How dare they? You guys did that when Joe Biden looked at his watch. So miss me with your hypocrisy. Now, I'd like for you to address what I'm talking about today. We're not talking about Hunter Biden. We're not talking about Benghazi, for goodness sake. You went back to Benghazi, Jeff? Are you okay? I know. I want you to talk. Right. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about what's happening right now. I'm not talking about in 2014 or whatever it is. My God.
Backed away from their tariffs because of Trump's policy.
How many?
At least 7.
Name them.
Vietnam, Canada.
Nope. Canada did not. Go ahead.
Okay. Didn't Alberta just threaten Canada to step out?
No. Alberta wants to secede from the union like Texas does. Oh, I'm sure they're scared. Whoop-de-doo, don't care. It's the same kind of rhetoric. Alberta is a very red part of Canada. They're saying that they're going to succeed and all that like Texas does all the time.
State of Alberta?
I'm stupid. Huh?
Would you move to the state of Alberta?
It's not a state.
It will be.
Oh, just like Texas is going to be its own state too. They're going to secede from the union.
No, they tried that.
That's how dumb it is, to be honest with you. That's what you call, that's just dumb. It's a province within Canada. It's not a state.
It's a province within
It's
Canada.
not a state. It's like Texas. It's like Texas saying, I'm going to be my own country. You are stretching so far because Alberta said they want to secede from Canada. Can you please talk about anything I've actually talked about? You are refusing to talk. You're refusing. You're refusing. You're refusing. No. Pay attention. You're refusing to respond to anything I have said.
The only thing you've said is that Trump didn't go to the returning of the bodies of four veterans.
Correct.
That's the only thing you said.
At the same time that the stock market is crashing and our economy is tanking, and he's out there like, let them eat, let them.
It's not tanking.
Yes. How is it not?
The economy is tanking.
How is it not tanking?
How is it tanking?
How is it not? Have you been paying attention? Do you have a 401k? Do you have a 401k?
It's true.
Do you have a 401k? Do you have a 401k? It's like talking to the motherfucking wall. Do you have a 401k? Because I'm getting the same answer from you.
No, I can't see it. Why?
Right, but because then you would know. Because then you would know. The stock market lost 2,200 points yesterday. People that have their entire life savings in their 401k to retire are missing hundreds and thousands of dollars. Everything's going to be more expensive, which means we're not going to be able to afford anything. And you guys he ran on lowering everyone's prices on everyday items because I can't afford my groceries. I can't afford my eggs. I can't afford it on this Bidenomics. I can't afford anything. And now you guys are like, yeah, that's fine. Prices are going to go up. Okay, cool. Inflation is up since Joe Biden left office. Why, if the economy is not crashing and the stock market's not crashing, why did Fox News take the stock market ticker that's been on their page for 28 years? Why is all of a sudden it's no longer there? And it hasn't been since Thursday or Friday? $6 trillion in 1 week was lost in the stock market. What do you call that, Jeff? got your tongue?
Who lost that money? Stop turning off my mic, you clown.
No, my mods do that when you talk over me and you don't listen because you're just yakking over me and you've still not answered a single thing. You have not answered a single every single point I have brought up. You have not answered or responded to. You bring up fucking Benghazi or something that has nothing. Hunter Biden in Africa. You haven't said a single word about anything that I've actually mentioned that's happening right now.
Is Jeff still crashing?
Yeah, he's still crashing.
I bet he's yelling at his screen.
He won't respond to anything I talk about. He talks about Benghazi and about Hunter Biden in Africa. And
I'm still here.
Can you respond to anything I've said?
Well, what is it you want me to respond?
Oh my God. Go ahead, Val. Go ahead, Val. He's a lost cause. I'm not going to go over the last 12 minutes.
Let me try something. I'm just curious. She asked you why the president of the United States didn't go meet our fallen soldiers. Now, I want you to keep in mind that has been a tradition of either the president or the vice president meeting our fallen soldiers for almost.
How often did Biden do it?
Hold on. Every time.
Every single time. Every single time.
Every single time.
Every time.
Prove that.
No, go look it up, sir.
Then no, you have to prove us wrong. You prove it wrong.
Every time.
Yes.
Every time. But look,
Prove it.
sir, do you remember the watch-in incident?
Where he looked at the watch that Beau Biden gave him, and Fox News went off on him for 24 to 48 hours. How disrespectful it was for him to look at his watch while he was receiving the bodies. Do you remember that story?
Even though he was looking at the watch because the whole thing reminded him
Of his son. Hello.
Okay, so
You mean
sir.
Beau Biden?
Yes, that was yes.
The
because-
only honorable Biden.
The only honorable Biden.
Joe Biden is a great honorable man. You're just brainwashed.
Let's not let him spin. You're trying to spin the subject.
Yep.
Why was the president nor the vice president there? Now, like I was trying to explain to you before you decided to talk over, this is something every president and vice president has done for over a century. Okay? And the first president not to do it was Donald Trump and his
Okay, that's a completely false assertion.
Now, I can give you a source on that because there's a whole news story that a gold seal father got mad at him, and ever since then, for the last 2 years of his presidency, he never went to another dignified transfer. He did not go to another one after that father said something to him. He never went again, and that's a news story I can bring up and show you if you want me to.
Okay, could you send me that story?
No, I can tell you where it is, and you can look it up. There's no way for me to send it to you.
You just quoted it.
No, hold on.
Send me the story.
Look up, sir. In your Google machine, just go type in Trump gets in fight with Gold Star family.
It's real easy to find. August, just a moment, please. Okay.
Factual story.
Okay, August 29, 2021, Biden meets remains of 13 troops that were unalived in Kabul. February 2, 2024, Biden attends dignified transfer for U.S. service members. 2021, Biden oversees dignified transfer of U.S. military. Yeah, every time. There you go. I'm just saying.
These are not, sir. This is not a story or a he said, she said situation.
Just gotta look.
This is our fallen soldiers in battle situations that come back to this country, and the families expect proper etiquette.
The commander-in-chief to be there.
Service. If you don't get that or you don't understand that, don't speak on the subject. But what she's telling you is true. And this has
Did
been.
you, sir?
No, sir, I didn't.
I did.
Then you're a traitor to your oath.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
you called me a traitor.
Yes.
You called me a traitor.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
What is your basis of that?
What did you?
How am I a traitor?
What did you take an oath to? What was your oath?
The Constitution.
And what else?
To defend it against
The
who?
Constitution.
To defend it against who?
Against who?
All enemies, foreign and domestic.
And you got a domestic one right here.
And what about orders?
Yes, it's called.
And what about
his name
orders,
is Joe Biden.
What about orders?
Barack Obama.
What about orders?
Barack Obama? What the fuck?
Who's
Oh
that?
wait, you're right. He's not a domestic
His
terrorist.
name is Barack. Barack, not Barrack. It's not an army barrack. You're just a racist if you don't even know his name because you didn't even ever care to learn his name.
Whoa! There's the liberal cry. You're a racist.
I didn't cry
Sir, you can't use a person's of color's names that was the president of the United States correctly.
for 8 years.
Go look in the mirror. Go look in the mirror.
That's because I'm not making an accusation. I'm just calling the way the things I'm calling it the way I see it.
Exactly. So, sir, what else was in that oath? What was it about orders?
I think somebody muted him. I'll unmute him so he can unmute.
You have no integrity.
I have no idea. This from the man that took an oath.
Oh, come on, man.
The United States from enemies, foreign and domestic.
Enemies?
Enemies.
There, I got it out. I'm sorry. So, foreign and domestic. Okay? And to accept lawful orders from the commander-in-chief, right?
Okay.
Okay?
So are you implying
This
now
is
that I accepted
to
unlawful
the
orders?
Constitution.
No, nobody said that you did. You're just not listening. You're so combative that you're not listening.
Okay, now, sir, to the Constitution. How many times has this man broken the Constitution? Just in the last 3 weeks?
0.
Holy shit, sir.
Well, you're just he's in denial.
Name the
You
point where you've broken the
sir,
Constitution.
you tried to overturn the 14th Amendment and go against that. He
Birthright
went against
citizenship.
He went against our judicial system when they told him he could not do something. He tried to say...
All right, stop right there.
Well, you said why.
You cannot enjoin the president.
You asked for examples. You're getting them. And you're going to listen to every damn one of them.
That's right, Val.
He also said that him and Pam Bondi only are the only two people that can interpret the law for the executive branch. That's unconstitutional. The man just came out and said that he's going to be able to find a way to run for a third term. Unconstitutional. The man has removed people from this country that are citizens without due process. Unconstitutional. The man went through 60 court cases on what he claimed as a stolen election that he lost each and every one to, and then threatened the president of the United States and incited a riot, and then put together a slate of false electors, which is in their turn trying to turn over our country. The most unconstitutional thing that he's done. So do you want to continue down this road, sir? You took an oath to protect that very piece of paper. You did everything I just told you, sir.
Everything.
You told me.
Yes. Everything that Val just told you is 100% correct. It's just factual. The problem is I don't think you're listening. You're listening to respond. You're not listening. Because every single thing that Val just told you, you can fact check. And then you can come back tomorrow. I'm here every single day, 7 days a week from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern. I am here every single solitary day. And I have told every single Trump supporter on here since May of last year, fact check what I tell you. If I am wrong, come back tomorrow and prove to me that I'm wrong, and I'll change my mind. And I haven't had a single solitary person ever do it, because if they fact check me, they know I'm right and they never come back.
No, sir, you state a fact, and if somebody can prove you wrong, then do it, because you can't.
It's not a fact because you stated it.
It's a fact because it's what happened. You don't get your own set of facts. There's one set of facts.
Neither do you.
I've only said there's one set of
Yes,
facts.
we do. Is that what you just said?
There is one set of facts.
And I'll explain why, sir. Because
Okay,
I
you
actually
get your own
took the
facts.
time
No, you get your own opinion.
to their sources. And I actually looked at
Yes,
the
it's
sources
an
and where
opinion.
those stories
I
go.
agree with
And
you.
on some of the facts I
Everything
gave
you said is
No, 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 no.
when people actually say and assert certain things and those facts are then again said by somebody else, it is still a fact.
It's not a fact because you say so.
Okay, do you okay, Jeff.
None of what you said is true.
Jeff,
Everything I said was true.
every single thing he said was true, but Jeff, let's do this. Okay, opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. We all agree to that, correct?
But an opinion has to be based on fact.
Does it?
Yes.
Well, then why are you talking?
Because we're giving you facts, which you can fact check us and go look. Why will you please incessantly stop talking over me? I am so tired of you. Facts can be Jeff, facts can be proven. Facts have evidence. Facts have data. Facts have data. Facts have reporting stories. Will you let me get out a fucking sentence without interrupting me?
Something that's evidence.
Go ahead.
January 6th, did they go down to the Capitol and beat police officers? Yes or no? Is that a fact or is that an opinion? Jeff.
Oh, am I unmuted?
Yes.
It's an opinion.
That's an opinion.
And that's why this conversation cannot go forward anymore, because you do not live in you do not live in reality, Jeff. January 6th happened. They marched onto the Capitol and beat police officers. If you say that that's just an opinion, then you don't know the difference between a fact and an opinion, and you can have the day you deserve.
Or you don't know the difference between a fact and a lie.
That's why I asked a very specific question, because it's either yes or yes. You don't get to decide whether that happened or not. When they're that far gone, there's nothing you can do. That's why there's no conversation can be had beyond that point. Because they do not live in reality. The only reason why the January 6th Commission needed a pardon was because Donald Trump said he was going to go after everybody that was on the commission for prosecuting him or for being part of that commission. So Joe Biden pardoned them all so Trump couldn't go after them. So they didn't have to spend the rest of the last 5, 6, however many years he's going to take it, trying to drag them through court. 80 million people are deluded? Yes, Demi, 100%. Without a doubt, no question. No question. It's only 77, but you know.
Yeah, but I just don't even think it's that anymore.
I don't either. I don't either.
I guarantee you, if we were to have an election today, that man would win nothing against a cardboard box. The cardboard box would be president.
If they reran the election today, on April 5th, he wouldn't even get 60.
No, I'm telling you, the cardboard box would win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know that most mainstream media are not showing the protests, but there was over 100,000 people just in DC today. There was even more than that in Boston. There's every single state in the entire country.
It was massive too.
Every single major city, even Claremont, which is a very tiny city that's like 45 minutes-ish from here, in a very small county, had a showing today.
South Lake, Texas had over 1,500 people.
Yeah. So even though that doesn't sound like a lot, if it's a really small area, then yes, it is a lot. Jay, welcome. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
All right. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
55 and North Carolina.
All right. What did you want to add to the conversation, or do you want to talk about something entirely different?
No, that's fine. I will add to one thing, though. Even though that during the January 6th riot, which was I don't approve of that, and I think that was a disgusting display of people.
Then why did you still vote? But why did you still vote for Trump after that?
The reason I still did is because during the BLM movement, police in New York and all over.
No, hold on, stop. We're not going to do that.
No,
You're not going to do it.
No, you're going to shut your fucking mouth with what you're going to do. Oh, no. You're not going to equate people protesting against police brutality and being unalived by police officers in one butthurt orange man who lost an election that he refused to believe he lost. We are not talking about the same thing, so you can take your comparison and shove it.
It's not going to happen. Sir.
Not on here, you're not. You can do that on someone else's live, not on mine.
We're talk about the Jan 6, but
Nope.
we're not going to do whataboutisms, or we're not going to do false equivalencies. Not going to happen. If you want to talk about Jan 6, we can talk about Jan 6. There's only one thing I want to know. Take the riotous side. Okay? The false electors are enough for me not to vote for that man ever again, because the false electors is a direct presidential attempt to overthrow the government of the country alone. Just that one thing.
Yep. When you have fake electors set to cast fake votes to overturn the will of the people and install himself as president, that is a direct violation of democracy and the Constitution, period. That was a coup attempt, even though he failed because Mike Pence held the line. Not expecting Mike Pence. I don't like Mike Pence. I don't agree with him on anything or on any policy he's probably ever had his name on. But what he did do was save democracy that day and didn't go through with the coup. You're unmuted.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. Did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how we both live in America and we both see things completely bipolar opposite of each other in different events and things that have transpired and things that have happened.
I can tell you why I think. I can tell you why I think. Because I don't listen to other people. I don't listen to like the news stations, what they say. If I read a story, if I hear a story or I see something, if I, whatever you hear, I go and research the story and I go and find the primary sources of the story and where the story came from. And if more than one news ad is reporting it, I don't sit in a right-wing media bubble, because Fox News, I've watched Fox News multiple times because I do this. I kind of know what's happening on Fox News. Okay. And Fox News takes a very small slice of the story, a small part that is true. It's true. Like this one line, like this happened. And then Fox News hosts, which actually they're not an accredited news station. I don't know if you knew that, but they're actually they're Fox Entertainment. They don't have to follow the rules of truth because they're not an accredited news source anyway. But they take that little nugget of truth and then they spin the shit out of it to fit their narrative. So you think this part of the story is true because it is true. You've seen it other places. You know that part of the story is true. But what then they do, because I have watched it, they're like, yeah, Joe Biden went to receive the bodies today, and he looked at his watch. And then, that was the true part, right? And then the news anchors are like, can you believe how disrespectful that he would look at his watch during such a solemn occasion, and how horrible of a human being he is that Sleepy Joe had to look at his watch, and like they spin it into something that is just absolutely nothing to what it was, when it was just the simple fact that was the watch that his his deceased son gave him. And it reminded him of his son because he had to bury his son in a casket draped with a flag.
And I want to add on to that just a little bit. Trying to use that as something bad when the person that they support in his first presidency got in an actual argument with a Gold Star family. At the same type
If I
of
remember
event.
correctly, he didn't say anything negative to that family regarding the Gold Star.
Right, and that's probably because the news that you watched told you that. That's my point.
No, what I'm saying is,
No.
He actually did. The family has talked about
No.
that.
No.
The family has talked about that entire
okay, what did they
situation.
say? What they say?
What happened?
How did he
If what
disparage the
happened
family?
was
What did he
disgusting.
How did he disparage the family? What did he say?
He said that their son knew what he was signing up
What he
for.
signed up for.
Well, don't everybody in the military know what they sign up for?
Still, you have a great Jay. Are you a parent?
No, I'm not.
Right. Then you would, if you were a parent, then you would never say that.
Sir, I want you to put this. I want to put this in mind. Do you have a mom?
You're sick.
Do you have a
You
mom?
know what? You can say whatever.
You have a mom.
You sit here, and that's why we can't.
Do you have a mom?
Listen, I don't need to talk to you or answer any of your fucking questions.
Oh, go ahead and crash out. Go ahead, because you're going to do it anyway.
Then buy. How about that? Then buy. Because, sir, when any man, I don't care if he's the president of the United States or not, goes up to a family of somebody that just lost a loved one, and when they ask you what happened, and they turn to you with a voice and go, well, he knew what he was signing up for.
That is so disgusting. Can you imagine?
What do you think the outcome of that is going to be from any reasonable parent or family member?
My God. I have 4 kids. I have a son. And what if he got into a really horrific car accident and was unalived? And when I go to have to identify his body, I'm like, what happened? They're like, well, he signed up for it when he got in the car. I mean, my God. What is wrong with you people? I'm convinced, Val, and there has not been a Trump supporter alive that has been able to convince me otherwise, that if you are still riding and if you're still riding with Trump after everything, like if you're still team Trump, you have to be a sociopath or a psychopath, because they have no empathy and they care about no one. No one. They do not care. And they come up and demonstrate it every single day. And that is absolutely my opinion. 100% my opinion. Without a doubt. But they have not ever displayed a single shred of empathy, kindness, understanding for other people, or anything. They simply don't care. They constantly are like, well, I don't care. I don't know. I'm not my family. Don't bother me. Don't affect me. I don't care. They don't care. It's just sick. It's truly sick. I'll never understand it. And he's in the comment section saying we've been brainwashed.
Hey, I'm on. Turn it down. Yeah, someone's on the phone.
I have a bad feeling.
Yeah. Turn it down. Yeah, he was about to call me something. And most of them all claim to be Christians. God, country, and family. And then they come up here and they say something. There couldn't be anything further from God. Oh, Jay's trying to come back up so he can crash out again. I saw something come through. on my Cash App. Give me 1 second, guys. Hey, if you guys want to help support my live, I do have my Cash App Venmo in my bio. I haven't got it up on the screen yet because I've been involved in conversation. But I did see something ring through on my main phone, so let me check my backup real quick so I can say thank you.
God, you got muscles in here.
No, he always comes up when I'm on my backup account because he's not blocked on this account. Dawn, thank you for the $1 Cash App cardboard box for president. Let's go.
Hey, that was me.
I know, right? You should have said it. That was funny. Cardboard box for prez. Woo woo.
Well, I'm not kidding. If the cardboard box were to run against him right now, he'd lose.
Jay, if you want to come up, you got to send $20 to my Cash App or Venmo if I have to endure you for 2.5 more seconds. Your Captain Crash Out. And muscles in nursing here. That's on the screen now. Is also one of those people who doesn't care about anybody else and who has no empathy for anybody. He's the I don't give a fuck kind of like, whatever. Jay, to make it easier for you while you're waiting in the green room, my Cash App and Venmo are both spelled the same way right here, Diavatalks. Go ahead and just send. Well, you know what? It's going to be $25 now because you didn't do it fast enough. So it's now $25 if you want to come up.
The audience is brutal on this, Jay.
Yeah, it's going to go up every second. Muscles, go ahead. How old are you? Tell everybody how old you are, what state you voted in.
31, Florida.
My God, I have a son that's 31. I'm so glad he's nothing like you.
You always say that.
I'm just so incredibly grateful. My son is very empathetic and just an amazing human being that I'm so thankful.
So did you attend any of the protests today in Florida?
I did not.
Oh.
I have two special needs. I have two special needs kids. I can't drag out to these protests and stuff. So.
Oh, that's unfortunate. They were fun. I went today and waved some Trump flags at the libs. I got a lot.
Exactly what I'm talking about. The psychopathic.
What? Because I waved a flag.
Because nobody who does that, okay? So for people like you who are like, I love liberal tears, I love going and sticking Trump's flags in libs' faces, that's all psychotic behavior. That means that you enjoy other people suffering or pain or getting in their face and making them upset, and that's not normal.
Well, no, I'm more so.
It's not normal. It's not normal. Normal people don't act that way.
What do you enjoy about $6 trillion disappearing? What do you enjoy? What do you actually enjoy about the country grocery prices going up? What do you enjoy about insurance prices going up? What do you enjoy about people's property taxes going up because states can't get the funding they need for education? What do you actually enjoy about tariffs that put taxes on people without representation? What do you enjoy about that? Okay, so where exactly is the joy in anything that you spew, Muscles?
I enjoy that we are, shoring up our manufacturing and making ourselves.
Shoring up our manufacturing, sir.
How?
Three manufacturing facilities announced they're going to leave. We had three others that he talked about, Vietnam and other things like that are saying, no, we're not coming back to the United States.
No.
We just had China turn around and put an additional 34% tariff on the U.S. Well, no, that ain't happening. We just had the EU go, we're going to start working with China directly now. We're not going to go through the U.S.
Exactly.
We have Canada doing the same thing. So they're just going to subvert us out of the circle. So where's this magical manufacturing you're talking about? And if you're going to use the Hyundai plant that he's talking about, keep in mind, sir, that was actually built in 2007.
For every 3 factories that leave, 5 will open.
And where are they going to open, and who's opening them, and how long are they going to take to get built?
I believe Apple.
Cat got your tongue? Nope.
Apple said.
No, they're not.
Nope, they're not.
Nope.
So what the 500 billion is just not there, not happening. What they not happening. Apple said absolutely not.
Nope. They're not. Not in the U.S.
I mean, they did. They announced it.
I'm sorry, but they've already decided they're not going to. When did they announce it, Muscles? When?
Make it impossible for them.
When did they announce it? Because the tariffs just happened a couple days ago. So when did they announce it?
This is March.
When did they announce it?
It was in March, I think March 25th, I think. Yeah, go find it.
Before the tariffs, right?
Before the tariffs.
Oh, shocker. Just like we just said.
We have a source that says they went back on this. Yeah, when China and Taiwan's even pushing back. Amazing. You know what I'm saying?
So uninformed.
Vietnam pushing back as well, and South Korea. So what are you talking about? Apple offered $500 billion. They're going to invest $500 billion in the U.S. So all these companies now.
When? When?
Apple was on March 25th. Yeah. Where's it at, sir? What do you mean? They're investing it. They're going. No, they backed out of that deal, just like everybody else when these tariffs went into place.
Just like the whole TikTok negotiation, China, whenever he put the more tariffs on China, they were so close to a TikTok deal. And China said once he put the tariffs on, he goes, fuck you, which is why he had to sign an executive order yesterday for another 75 days. Oh, the art of the deal is not doing so good.
So I'm pretty sure he did that because Bezos lost his damn mind.
Yep, because they all lost millions and millions and millions of dollars. Even David Portnoy. Do you know who Dave Portnoy is?
Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah, he was on a TikTok yesterday crying. He's like, what did he do with all this tariffs? He's like, I just lost $7 million today. $7 million. What is he doing? All of these people are losing millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. You think they're going to stay team Trump for very long? Not for very long.
What did Ted Cruz say Thursday, sir? I don't know. Ted Cruz said he's lost his mind.
Yep.
Tariffs. These types of tariffs are not going to work. They're going to hurt the country. That came from Ted Cruz. I mean, we used to call him Lion Ted, so.
You think you did something there, didn't you?
Get what's going on, sir. See, these are the things that are happening. What did hold on. There was another one. Why can't I think of his name?
Rand Paul.
Rand Paul. What did Rand Paul do yesterday, sir? Rand Paul was also against Trump in the Republican primaries. What did Rand Paul do?
I wonder why.
Well, Rand Paul was against Trump, yes, but what did Rand Paul do yesterday? I don't know. He's putting forth a bill to actually stop presidents from being able to put tariffs on through executive order.
Oh, no.
We'll see if it passes. I don't know.
You guys, but the thing is you guys don't care. You don't care.
What happened on Thursday night in the Senate, Diva? I seem to recall something. Something. Yeah, defection.
Oh, yeah. 4 Republicans joined Democrats to stop him. Yeah.
Republicans. And that defection's going to grow, sir, because as the economy keeps dropping like this, because I don't think you understand what's actually happening. Can you tell me what happened the last time we had mass tariffs? The stock market dropped by over 10% in one quarter. The stock market crashed.
Just Michelle, thank you for subscribing.
Sir, no, there was
mass deportations and tariffs. Oh my God, Val, while he's thinking about that, do you know that I was watching TV today? Oh no, I didn't just speak. I said, while he's thinking, let me say something. And then as soon as I start to speak, he speaks over me. That tracks. Val, I was watching TV earlier and there was I can't remember the name of who it was, but it was one of those people that were talking, the economists that were talking. And he said these tariffs are more than what was in the Smoot-Hawley Act.
Well, that's correct. He's absolutely right. That is a true statement.
And last time when the Smoot-Hawley Act, what happened, Muscles?
The
effect of the Smoot-Hawley tariffs is kind of up for debate.
There's no debate.
No.
That's been discussed and analyzed by economists for decades. The only people that want to try to make that a debate are stupid.
Now. Nobody's ever even heard of it till now. Trump supporters didn't even know what the Smoot-Hawley Act was.
The outcome of what the Smoot-Hawley Act did is no debate.
They had a
The
very
outcome of the tariff in 1921 is also no debate. And that tariff ran all the way to the Smoot-Hawley Act. And with that tariff in place, it is what crashed the stock market. And it wasn't near as aggressive as the tariffs we have right now.
Bueller.
No,
The tariffs we have right now are extremely aggressive. They've already, in 1 quarter, sir, $1 $9 trillion lost in the stock market. 1 quarter.
Are you claiming that the stock market crashed in 1929 because of tariffs?
It did.
No.
It was the combination of the Smoot-Hawley Act tariffs and the mass deportations.
Yeah, it was a combination of tariffs and mass deportation and a crash in our economy because it got to the point that people couldn't afford what they were trying to buy.
Yeah, that's just not true.
That is true, sir.
Unfortunately, it's true.
That is the same thing we are going to see now. And it is the same thing that's going on. And now we have, I talked about this on this live 4 days ago.
Yep.
Before this happened. And I said then that the top economists in the world and in the U.S. right now are predicting that the stock market would fall into the 30s.
Yep.
Before the end of the week, if these tariffs go into place. Sir?
So the 29 crash was caused by
It happened. And sir, they said that based on actual history. Actual history.
Do you not believe historical facts?
It was caused by default on German bonds.
Do you believe in historical facts?
Yeah, it's a historical fact that the crash was caused by default on German bonds.
That's not what it was. It exacerbated the Great Depression. Did Val and I both say, did either one of us say it was the only reason?
He's saying that tariffs caused the Great Depression.
It did, sir. There was two
did.
tariffs. They didn't even know.
No, the Depression was caused by the default on German bonds.
No, sir.
Yes, it was. That's what caused the crash.
It's not true. That's not even true. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Did you hear his little? Yes, it is.
I want to believe that because that's what some fucking dumbass, stupid person I listen to on some
right. We had tariffs for a long time. There's a lot of tariffs in 1913 and then it went to the income tax. So, if anything, I argue the income tax caused the crash.
No, sir. That would also be correct.
Like tariffs crash after having.
What are tariffs?
Tariffs are a tax on imported goods.
Correct. No, tariffs are a tax on the people.
On the consumers of the consumers.
I'm definitionally correct.
No, sir.
I'm definitionally
Tariffs are a tax on the people.
I was definitionally correct, so you can't.
No, sir. You're not correct. Tariffs are a tax.
That's literally a definition.
These people.
It's the anti-intellectual now. I was correct in the definition.
No, sir. You're not intellectual at all because you can't.
Bueller.
I can't think beyond a word.
I said the
You have
definition.
zero critical thinking skills.
I muted you. You will not stop talking. Nobody can hear when both people are talking, and you just keep saying, I was factually correct. It's a tax on the importer. Yeah, like we all know that. But what it happens is it gets passed down to the consumer. The companies are never going to eat. Shut up. Real quick. God damn it, shut up. The Great Depression, beginning with the stock market crash of 1929, was triggered by a combination of factors, including overproduction, banking panics, and monetary policy mistakes. The crash began on Black Thursday, October 24, 1929, shattered investor confidence and led to sharp decline in spending and investment. As people lost faith in the banking system, they rushed to withdraw their deposits, causing many banks to fail and further constricting the money supply. The Federal Reserve's monetary policy, which some economists argue was contractionary, may have exacerbated the downturn by not lowering interest rates enough to counteract the economic turnout. Following World War I, many industries experienced overproduction, leading to a surplus of goods and a decline in demand. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, which raised tariffs on imports, further damaged international trade and exacerbated the economic downturn.
But the one forgotten thing in there is the Fordney-McCumber Tariff Act. And the Fordney-McCumber Tariff Act was done in 1922, and that is what sent us down the road that we ended up in 1928.
So nowhere in that did it say that tariffs caused Great Depression. It wasn't even listed as a cause. Things you just read. So
I literally just read the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, which raised tariffs on imports, further damage. Shut. Let me read that section again, because you got to turn your listening ears on, okay, class? Put your listening ears on. Put your listening ears on, not your talking one. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, which raised tariffs on imports, further damaged international trade and exacerbated the economic downturn.
Okay, and I'm going to put that in a little better clarity for you, sir. See, the first tariff act that was already in place, which was the Fordney-McCumber Tariff Act of 1922. That is what started raising the prices of trade, of international trade. That is what got us in the position that we were in 1925 through 1928. And then that was further exacerbated when the stock market fell because of that. When the stock market started to fall, then they came out with the Smoot-Hawley Act, which drove us deeper into the Depression. So don't tell me that tariffs did not have anything to do with the Great Depression. They were actually a major contributor.
You claim it caused the Great Depression.
Oh my God.
No, I told you there was 3 major factors that caused the Great Depression. The Fordney-McCumber Tariff Act was one of them, followed by the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, which drove us deep, compounded by mass deportation, compounded by consumer confidence levels. All those things combined, sir, is what drove us down. And we were also losing jobs, just like we're losing right now, through that entire time, which is what drove consumer confidence down. These things all combined is what drove us into the Great Depression. And, sir, we have successfully recreated them.
I asked you point blank if you were claiming that tariffs caused the Great Depression.
Okay, I'm tired of it. We told you over and over again. I'm done.
Yeah, this is stupid because I said they were a cause.
I'm done. Like, we've literally said the same thing over and over again. I'm not saying it again, and Val's not saying it again either. If you don't want to believe history, that's on you. Now you're just arguing semantics. Well, you said was the only. Come on, dude. Come on. Amanda, thank you for the $5 Venmo. The protests today were a glimmer of hope for me. Yes, absolutely.
The protests were amazing today, and thank everybody that went.
Absolutely.
To ours, and and it was big in Texas. It was big in every state. I think. I don't think there was a state that was actually missed. Maybe Oklahoma. But no, it was big in every state.
Dr. Kurt Geltbrummer, who said I was too scared to debate you in the comment section. I'm not scared to debate you. You have 0 followers and you're following 0 people. So you're likely a bot, or you're just going to come up here and slur. So I went ahead and just got rid of you. So you probably don't hear my voice anymore. Bye. Oh, is this same guy again? He was in the comment section. You're scared to debate me. I'm like, no. You just need to get out of your frat house. We don't have to hear all your frat buddies around.
Yes, hello?
Yeah, did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Well,
What country?
how old are you and what state did you vote in?
I'm originally from Germany, but I lived in Florida now for 10 years now.
You lived in where?
What time is it? What time is it in Florida right now?
It's 3:07.
Bye.
Bye. It is not. It's 5:07, and even if you're in the Panhandle, it'd be 4:07. So you still got it wrong. Why don't you learn your time zones, Vlad, before you come up here next time?
Jesus, that was easy.
He couldn't even say Florida.
Yeah, you lived in Florida for 10 years. You'd be able to say Florida.
I literally live in Florida. Guys, if you want to help support my live, I do have my live gift goal up there. This is my 2.0 account. I do have some subscriptions over here if you want to, but I'll be back on my main account later because my main account ban was up at like 4:30. But since we're still rolling over here, unless we run out of Trump supporters to talk to, I'll go back to my main account when we do a restart.
He thought he was in Colorado.
Right? I was like, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I do also have my pay apps right here on my little yellow banner. If you want to help support my live, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
DJ, why don't you come up here and talk about the host arguing with stop signs? Come on now. Dude, that was uncalled for.
I'm arguing with stop signs? What does that mean?
He's just trying to say you talk to talk.
I have a live. What do you want me to do? If nobody's up in the box talking, I have to talk. And if you're telling misinformation, disinformation, I'm going to stop you and tell you how you're wrong. Don't care. You being butthurt over that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you today, DJ. I want to see what your thoughts are on all this mess.
Oh, he won't come up. He wouldn't come up yesterday either. He's like, there's no use in talking to you. Yeah, he's scared. DJ is definitely scared. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button, come on up. I think he left the live. I don't even think he's here anymore. He's so scared. This right here is what I think of when I think of DJ. Hold on. I'm going. I'm getting there. He gets up every morning, makes himself look like his daddy. Got that orange dribble.
Hold on a second. Don't check my cash app.
Oh. Oh, I couldn't help it. That's why when they come up here and they're just like constantly like oozing MAGA and Trump, just like this is what I picture. They get up in the morning and like, they could do a get ready with me. Get ready with me today while I go. And
Thank you, Christopher, for the $5 and Don for the $1 cash app. I will gladly accept VP of the box for the box. Okay, I'm in.
Get ready with me while I get ready to go. While I get ready with me today while I look like my daddy. Everybody, is the orange going on good? Am I getting it all flushed in? Oh my goodness. I couldn't help it. That was funny.
So I don't know if you talked about this yesterday or not, but one of the things that came up yesterday is, one of the companies in the bid for TikTok is OF, right?
Yes.
So we had a lot of fun with that yesterday. We kind of talked about whether, are they going to give us all OF accounts now? I said, I said, what's Trump's OF account going to be? Is it going to be just an orange with a brown stain on the side of it?
Jack, I'm not bringing you up. You're another bot account. You have 2 followers, and your username already tells me you're a troll. So I'm not going to bring you up. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button, and you have to have at least 10 followers. I'm not bringing you up if you have under 10 followers, because you're usually bots, or you just come up here to slur. Oh my God. OF. Can you imagine?
It just cracks me up. I mean, not,
I've been asked for pictures of my feet before. Maybe I could monetize it. And
well, she had a lot of fun with the feet thing yesterday.
I don't know what it is with feet and men, but I get asked for feet pics all the time, and it's weird. I'm like,
I don't get it either. I'm like, why is this thing?
I don't know. I don't know why it's a thing. It's a weird thing. But hey, you do you, boo. I mean, if you got a foot thing, that's cool. I don't get it. I don't get it, but I don't personally get it, but you do you. You got consenting adults, you do whatever you want, honey. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Yeah, I've been told my feet are cute all the time too. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know the feet were cute, but all right.
Hey, if it makes you money, I don't care.
I'm the same. I'm like, okay. And it's so funny because my daughter has the complete visceral reaction. My daughter, if anyone puts even for like sitting on the couch and I'll put my feet up, and if they come anywhere near her, she's like throwing hands. She's like, don't get my daughter hates feet. So I guess it's just all what you like, and that's cool. Oh, yes, Shady. Shady 1974 said Donald could model his diapers and MAGA would pay for that. Yes. Remember when they put diapers over their clothes and went to his rallies and said real men wear diapers?
You can't help these people.
Oh, I did the snort. I finally got there. Somebody called it earlier. Dale was going to snort soon. Oh. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request and come on up. Let's go. They put pads on their ears. I know. They put those little pads on their ears and like walking around. It's so. Can you imagine?
I
can't. Like if Biden would have gotten something happen. Can you imagine all of us coming on our lives and putting like pads over our ears and shit, like solidarity with Joe Biden? I mean, it's just so weird.
I just can't.
It's so weird. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. We want to talk to you. It's so insane. Yeah, they dressed up in trash bags whenever they were saying they were trash. They would show up at the rallies with trash bags on. I mean, like, there are some sick wackos, man. They're nuts.
Yeah, they're definitely weird space.
Like, I don't get it at all. Right? And patriarchy, they made a big deal about tampons in bathrooms and then wear menstrual pads on their ears.
That happened at the same time.
If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button.
Can't make this shit up.
Okay, so now that Texas has a law that men can't wear makeup, like it's against the law for men to wear makeup in Texas. Does that mean that Donald Trump and JD Vance can't go to Texas anymore?
Right, not just that. I mean, God, I don't know a news reporter that doesn't wear makeup.
Yeah, the news reporters might have a thing they might want to say.
I mean, this is the stupidest thing ever. I mean, and it's not. They don't wear makeup to be girlier. It's because of the way.
It's because of the camera lighting and stuff. Yeah, every news anchor does. Anytime you've ever been on TV, anytime I've been on a TV a few times, and you always have makeup, always. Even the men, they're all in there getting powdered, and it's so ridiculous.
Hello?
Ricky, hi. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did, because I didn't want to vote for the nigger. The nigger was not good. I hate the nigger.
All right. I have to restart my live. So, guys, I'm going to go on my main account. I'll be right back.
All right, see you in a second.
Go to my main account, Diavatalks.
No, the person did.
Restarting my live. Going to my main account because once they slur like that, I'll get shut down because they don't differentiate between your guests or you anymore with the new algorithm. So even if your guest says something that they don't like, you can have your whole life shut down for what they say. Even if you block them, dump them, once they said it, they've said it. All right, y'all. I'll be right back. All right. Whoopsie. All right. Over on my main account. Let's go. Whew. I took a little potty break so that when I got going again, I wouldn't have to stop again to go to the restroom. So. All right. We're going back live again. Right now. We are live. We are live. They are so disgusting, aren't they? Just vile, vile human beings. So grotesque. All right. Thank you guys for coming in and having those hearts flying. I appreciate it so, so much. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're on the main account. All my subscribers got your cute, fun stuff. Make sure you guys are throwing the hearts and sharing the live. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you so, so much. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for coming back. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Come on up. Let's have a chit chat. Everybody else, let's keep. I did definitely block Ricky. Don't worry. Yeah, we had someone that came up and just slurring. If you voted for Donald, I am back on my main account. It was only for 24 hours and that's up. So, oh, thank you, Bob. All right, make sure you guys are following my backup down there on the bottom of the screen. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request and come on up. Val is waiting in the green room till I bring him up. He is here. He is back. I just usually wait till I get some engagement before I bring up a second panel. It does make it quieter. I know. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request and come on up. I am looking at how to talk to Trump supporters today and Trump supporters only. So if you voted for Donald Trump, you can hit the guest request. Everybody else, we should be hitting that For You page any second now. Just keep those hearts flying. As soon as the numbers jump, we know we've hit the For You page. So if you could kindly just keep going, I appreciate it so much. If you voted for Donald Trump, are you going to hit the guest request button and come up and talk? All right. If you voted for Donald Trump, we are looking to have conversations with you today. So if you voted for Donald Trump, you're going to hit that guest request button and come on up. I mean, the president of the United States is off at a Saudi golf tournament this weekend. So he bypassed. He went ahead and said no, thank you, to go do the dignified transfer of our military soldiers, the 4 that were coming back from Lithuania that had been unalived over there. The president said, no, I'm going to go golfing instead. I'm not going to receive the bodies, and neither did JD Vance, by the way. And the stock market is crashing. The economy's in the shitter. But he's golfing. He's golfing. Except for Biden, Phyllis. Biden went to every single dignified transfer of the bodies. Thank you very much. So if you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request, come on up. I am looking for Trump supporters to talk to. Let's go. Let's go. But what about Biden? What about Biden? We're not talking about Biden. We're talking about right now, what's happening right now in this country. The stock market is crashing. Tariffs are going to make everything more expensive. No. He promised to lower grocery prices on day one. Day one. Stop all the wars. Stop everything. Make everything more affordable. America, you're going to be richer than you've ever been before. Just vote for me. And everything is fucking crashing. Congrats. You won. Wow. Yay. Raymond.
Yes.
You voted for Trump?
Of course.
How old are you and what state did you vote in?
55, Florida.
Fuck it, of course. It's always Florida, man.
I'm from New York, originally Manhattan, but I left ever since the Democrats took over the city.
Oh, it's been Democrat for a long time. How long you been here?
In Florida?
Yes.
Since 98.
Okay. I'm a native Floridian. I was born here. I've been here my whole life. I'm a Florida native. I'm a unicorn, I know. Dems have always run New York, by the way. You didn't leave because of Dems. What did you want to talk about?
Giuliani ran it, and it was really good.
What do you? Yeah. What did you? What did you want to talk about?
Well, all this, belly up that the Democrats are complaining about.
Belly up? What are you talking about?
Get a better candidate.
What are you talking about? Our candidate that we had up there was more qualified than any other male candidate we've ever had in my lifetime. She was more qualified. You can shut your mouth, or you can just say I'm racist or I'm a misogynist, and we'll understand better. Okay? Because she was the most qualified than any other candidate, any other man we've ever put up. Excuse me. I don't allow men to speak over me, and it's not starting with you today, Raymond. She had experience in all 3 branches of government. She was in public service for 21 years. She was a district attorney, an attorney general, a senator, and a vice president. She was more qualified than any other man we've ever put up there. So the only reason why you're saying get a better candidate was if you're A, a racist, or B, a misogynist, or C, both.
People vote on charisma.
Only dumb people do that. No, that's not true.
Emotional.
Only dumb people do that. No, I vote on policy and what they're going to do, and if their values align with mine. Has nothing to do with Riz or charisma or any of the other ridiculous things you're saying.
You'll see it 2028.
You'll see it.
2028 when JDB wins.
Oh, everybody wait. Here we go. All together now. Just wait and see. Everybody, let's do it all together. Everybody all together. Just wait and see. Like everything else. No, you just gotta wait and see. We see the stock market crashing. JD Vance won't have a snowball's chance in hell, okay? Because they're already crashing. They're 3 months in and they're crashing the economy. The stock market is crashing. Everything's going to be more expensive. They still don't have a healthcare plan. They have nothing. They have done nothing for you. They have done nothing for me. And there's nothing planned for me or planned for you because we weren't part of his tax cuts and his continuing resolution. You're not getting no tax on tips. You're not getting no tax on overtime. You're not getting no tax on Social Security. You're not getting anything. Nothing that he campaigned on are you getting. Not one. Not one. You're not getting cheaper groceries. You're not getting cheaper electricity. You're not getting cheaper housing. You're getting nothing.
And watch how he'll still win because people don't care about that.
Yes, they do. When people are losing their 401ks and people are losing their retirement accounts, when they're getting close to retirement, they don't have 30 to 40 years to wait for their money. I just got fucking banned again for bullying and harassing. This is ridiculous. Come on. I hate TikTok. Let me see if my appeal gets undone. If not, I'll go up on my 2.0 account again. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Like, I straight up did not. Yeah, they're in their fee-fees. My God, I'm so sick of TikTok. I'm trying to hold their feet to the fire about what they voted for and what they're not getting. How is that bullying and harassing somebody? I got banned. It's ridiculous. They probably checked their 401ks too, right? I'm sure I can make money on YouTube, but on YouTube, I only have like 1,000 subscribers. On TikTok, I have 40,000. If they'd all come over here and find me, because you can't monetize like the super chats or anything like that till you have 10,000 followers. So I have a lot more to build up over here. I do. I push it every day. This is ridiculous. I have said it's where I plan to go every single time. Every day. I'm going to go to TikTok. I'm going to be going to YouTube. That's why I've been doing all through too to try to build. Okay, my appeal was approved. I'm going back live. Oh, I know they're targeting my main account. I just got approved. I'm going back live. So annoying though. God. I don't do anything. Hi, Electric Elshar. They are definitely in their fee-fees, that's for sure. Hello, welcome back. I won my appeal. Welcome back, welcome back. Hey, everybody over on YouTube. I really appreciate you being over here. You guys should be able to hear the guests clearer. I'm getting a new computer set up, and I'm going to have a microphone directly into it. So you'll be able to hear the guests as well as you do when you're on TikTok. So hang tight. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm getting a whole new setup. Just got to get time to get it and get it set up. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. I won my appeal, so thank you for coming back. Thank you for hitting the hearts yet again to help get me back up on the For You page. Yes, I said nothing wrong. I know that. Welcome back. Welcome back. I won my appeal. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm not. Anyway. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the gas request button. Everybody else, let the hearts fly. Let's share and tap the hearts. Get the hearts flying. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. Yes, I won my appeal very quickly. If you voted for Donald Trump, you're going to hit the guest request. If you voted for Harris, you're just going to keep tapping the, oops. Sending the hearts flying. And make sure you're following my backup for obvious reasons down there at the bottom of the account there, or bottom of the screen there. Make sure you're following my backup. If you voted for Donald Trump, you're going to hit the guest request button and come on up. Let's have a conversation. If you voted for Trump, or if you voted for Harris, just keep on making those hearts fly and sharing it out. Exactly. Welcome back again. The Joe, did you vote for Trump?
Yep.
All right. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
18. State I voted in Colorado.
All right.
Yeah, I have a question. Why do you guys call Republicans fascists?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. I muted you. Sorry. I keep getting my live because people don't know how to talk online. Why do we call you guys fascists? Because Donald Trump meets all 14 tenets of fascism, like to the
Would you
T.
like to go through those?
Huh?
Would you like to go through those?
Do you know what they are?
I do not, but you know what I do know is that in World War II the Germans were obviously.
Okay, I'm so scared to talk to you. I ain't gonna lie. Because I just have a feeling that you're trying to act like all cool and they're going to say something really, 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 really bad in a minute. And I don't know why I have that feeling. Because I just don't believe you. Sorry, Joe. It's just what I don't know. I always tell my kids, when you get that gut feeling, you got to go with it. So I'm just gonna move on. If you voted for Donald Trump, go ahead and hit the guest request button. My spidey senses were going off, so I thought I should listen. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. Let's have a conversation. I am looking for Trump voters and Trump voters only. The Gundam.
Yeah, Gundam guy, what's up?
Oh, okay. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
How old are you and what state did you vote in?
I'm 50 in Utah.
Okay. What did you want to talk about?
Did you wake up this morning and thank Trump that you're able to go live on TikTok?
No, I don't care. I was waiting for it to go. I'm silent right now that I'm talking to you on TikTok. I'm also talking to YouTube and Twitch. I already have other streams, so I'm fine.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And I don't really care. I don't really care about him.
I did vote for Trump, but some of the things he I don't know.
They're kind of fucked up, huh?
Well,
where he's going.
How?
But
How can you get where he's going on tariffs? Like nobody in the, like all the world's economists and everyone in the all the people that do economics for a living have no clue what he's doing. Even Ted Cruz is like, I have no idea what he's doing. Like no one knows what he's doing. How do you know what he's doing?
well, I mean, it's like I don't know. I know it's rude to ask a woman her age, but I'm 50, so I was born.
I'm 52.
So it's like, if you look back, I mean, you know, in the 30s or whatever, before they had income tax, you know,
No. And that's also, they didn't have the technology we have. That's not a comparable. That's not comparable to technology and all that we have now. And I hate this talking point because that's what Trump says. Well, back in the 1930s, during the golden eras in the 20s, all they had was tariffs. And they also had horse and buggies.
Well, that's not the only part there.
Well, that's why I brought you up, because I know you're better talking about it than I am on that particular subject. Yeah.
In the 30s, and you talk about not having income tax, you also need to remember one very important fact: 70% of the nation lived in poverty.
And poverty, and corporations paid.
Poverty. But yeah, it's like I mean, it's the terrorists are going to bring these other countries to the table and say, hey, we're going to.
They're not, sir. They're
No.
backing off. See, that's the thing. Y'all keep saying that, and they're backing off. The only country that has backed off of these tariffs as they've been put on has been Trump. The other countries are not backing off.
They're going around us. Yeah. Like Canada.
They're adding tariffs.
Yeah, Canada said they're just going to go directly to China. They're just going to bypass us. A lot of the other countries are just going to bypass the United States. They're not coming to the table because he's being a mob boss. He's being a mob boss. They're not coming to the table.
Our population and everything, they just can't go somewhere else.
Yes, they can, sir.
How's that?
Sir, you've got this mass inflated thing that America is. No, America tends to spend more money than other countries. But sir, hold on. That's based on our GDP. That's based on our GDP. No, I'm not going to calm down because people like you spewing stupid stuff like that out of your mouth is not going to calm me down.
Tracy, thank you for subscribing.
Here's the fact, sir. We already have. I didn't call you stupid. I said the statement out of your mouth was stupid. So we already have a situation where we have lost $9 trillion. Poof, up in smoke.
Just this week.
Gone. Okay, sir, that is going to cause for us to have to reevaluate our GDP again for the second time in 2 months. So our GDP is what makes us great in the nation. Y'all in the world, you don't get it. If our GDP, we were expected to already go from what was originally predicted after Biden left office to be a plus 2.5 growth in our GDP, dropped the first time to a minus 1.5.
The last time it was minus 3.5.
Now we get to see what it's going to drop to again because of the loss in our GDP. You don't get it.
I do get it. Did it not happen under Biden as well?
No.
It did not.
It does.
No.
No, it did not. Don't tell me where we lost
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Don't tell me where we lost GDP.
2 years ago, the stock market.
Sir, our GDP.
GDP.
Under Biden.
Yes. The GDP went up.
Gross domestic product.
GDP went up.
Yeah, I know what GDP stands for.
It went up every year under Biden.
So do you guys actually think the stock market is going to stay that way?
Sir, it's
Yes.
going to stay that way for a little while. Matter of fact, I said this 4 days ago when this first all started, these tariffs were announced, that our stock market was going to take a hit. Then economists came out and said, not only is it going to take a hit, it is going to drop near the mid-30s.
It's already at 37 or 38.
It's already, it took 1 day before the tariffs are announced to drop us by 1,600 points. It took the next day when they took effect, and then the other countries came back with their retaliatory tariffs. Trade war, thank you. came back with their retaliatory tariffs to drop it another 2,200 points. We have lost 10% in the market in 3 weeks. 10%, sir. The last time that happened in a quarter was called the Great Depression.
Okay.
Stop with the trying to justify what is actually happening.
I'm not trying to justify anything. It is what it is, man. I mean, how would you change it?
I wouldn't have
Stop the
announced
tariffs.
to the entire world.
It's already there. So there's
No, sir, it is not already.
He can pull back at any minute. He can pull back right now.
He's trying to get these other countries to come to the table.
They're not coming.
They're not going to. They don't have any reason to, sir. Actually, most of our trades are fair. Most of the tariffs y'all try to use, like Canada's tariffs, y'all try to use against them, which is on
We're the biggest buyer
No, they have tariffs on China, sir. We have a 200% tariff on Chinese automobiles. Please stop. Targeted tariffs are good.
Right.
Those protect industry.
Blanket tariffs do not.
Blanket tariffs like this are not good. And even Ronald Reagan said why they weren't good. Because they actually halt American industry.
Yep.
They actually stop American industry from progressing. They actually stop American, and we become less competitive in the world. That is what tariffs like this do.
And the world is just shutting us off, as they should.
So you're saying America can't go on without these other countries and their goods?
No, sir. It is
No.
a economy. Has been for over a century.
There's stuff we can't make here.
Like it or not.
Since World War II.
We can't.
It's been over a century.
Gundon, my problem with this, I gotta jump in here. My problem with this, okay, is that Donald Trump. Hey y'all, we have a quick flash goal with the little heart me's if you guys want to knock that out real quick. The problem I have is that what Donald Trump should have done, we don't have the infrastructure to manufacture everything we need in this country. And even if we did, we don't even have the raw minerals that we need. But I digress. If he wanted to go this route, then he should start building factories. He should have started getting companies to build factories to make these products that we're going to be replacing. What he's doing is he's doing it right now, where we already get all this stuff from all over the world. We don't make that much stuff here. We're more of a service country. Please let me finish. Please let me finish. Back then, they were industrial. Everyone worked in a damn factory. We don't have factory workers. Okay? Our people make more money than what usually you make in a factory. People aren't going to leave their high-paying jobs to go work in a factory. So what you have to do is build the infrastructure first. You build the infrastructure first to be able to manufacture and bring manufacturing back here. You don't tariff everything across the whole world, make everything go up by 10 to 54%, and say we're going to start manufacturing everything here, but nowhere to build it. No factories to build it in, nowhere to manufacture those goods. And we also don't have employees to work. There's 8 million open jobs right now that are not being filled by Americans. And we're deporting people that usually work those jobs.
You know why that is? It's because everybody with a phone thinks they can make it on TikTok or wherever else.
That's not it at all. That's just ridiculous. That is just so ridiculous. That is so ridiculous.
No, I'm not.
So the Gundam guy.
Everybody
That is so ridiculous.
The Gundam guy.
Yeah.
Would you tell me, from your perspective, how many people are on TikTok? In the United States, on the United States.
It's all people wanting to be content creators.
It's just not TikTok. It's
I'm asking about TikTok, though. You say TikTok. I don't want to get into all that.
Facebook. It's
I don't want to get into all that. I
like that.
You don't make money on Facebook, by the way. You don't get paid for your content on Facebook.
No, I made $250 on Facebook a year.
No, you don't. No, you
Do you sell a product? But then you're using social media then. So you're one too. Oh, you just said I made $250,000 a year on Facebook.
Yeah, so he just put down the whole idea of something.
No, I didn't. I'm saying
because he
everybody
does it.
thinks
So
they are. Everybody thinks they are.
Again, sir, you're putting down something that you do, and people are trying to muscle into your industry. You're saying other people should go out there. You're saying other people should go out there
And work in factories, but he's going to make his on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be the one that shuts the product.
Why not? What's wrong with working in a factory?
Sir, can you, for 5 seconds, not talk? That would be great. Thank you. So what you're doing is you're going to shuck all the materials that those people produce. So what you're doing is you're trying to create a serf class so that you can be the one that makes $250,000.
Exactly.
I understand where you're coming from, so I appreciate you being honest about that. So what I was trying to get across when you said that about TikTok was the fact that this was put into place so that people could be part of an industry without breaking their backs. They could use their talent as, say, a broadcaster like Diava, who can get people's attention. And if people like what they do, then you attract to them and you send them money, you send them gifts, you do whatever the heck it is that keeps them producing what they're producing. That's how entertainment works. That's how educational entertainment works. We have a whole industry called educational industry for like children, etc. And so those people go into that because they want to enlighten people, but they also want to educate. So again, sir, if you have the talent to do what you're doing, good. So don't put it as a negative when we're talking about something that people can go into, that makes them money, that can make sure that they are doing what's necessary. But there are plenty of people in these places that lost industries, like in the coal mining industry, et cetera, that really do want these things to come back, but they're not going to. It's not possible. And lastly, I'm going to say this, sir. If you think that a building is going to be built up in this country without getting supplies, minerals, etc., that are necessary to make it from outside of this country, then you are missing a key component of how the trade industry works, how global trade works. So that's where you're starting off with an actual premise, and you're throwing it out the window when it hits up against the idea of what you want and what can be done. You cannot do it without things outside of this country because, like Diava said, we have foregone that for decades of things that have been made outside of this country that are necessary. And so the things that you'd be bringing into this country to build those industries, they'll be tariffed. So it'll cost way too much to even bring those industries back. And the companies will go, yeah, we can still do it outside of the country and make a profit, even with the tariff. Thanks so much for listening.
Yeah, I mean, not a problem. It's just, like I'm saying, it's like, I think we can, what he's doing is going to bring them to.
It's not. We've already said this like 5 times now. I think I'm just going to move on to next guest because you're not listening. You're not listening.
That's exactly what he's doing.
You're not listening. You're not listening. We've told you over and over and over and over again. It's not bringing them to the table. They are just going around us. They already said they're going to just go directly to China.
Will you be paid?
Are you going to just say, let's wait and see, like every other fucking Trump supporter comes up here when they have nothing else to say? Well, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see.
I followed you, and I'm going to come back here live in a week when everybody's coming to the table and lowering their
Before he falls apart and walks away with his tail between his legs.
I'm not
Well, yeah, you are. You get ready.
I'm going to establish.
We're talking about coming back in a couple weeks. So that's what I mean by that. So what I'm trying to explain to you, sir, is when human beings can retain information that goes beyond the maybe a couple weeks, like you said, we can retain the information from the last time that this guy was the president of the United States. And so when he was president of the United States, he put in tariffs on steel and
Lumber,
lumber,
which made the housing more expensive, right?
Exploded it. And we live in Florida, the two of us, Diava and I, and we actually know exactly
Yep.
how bad it got in our state. And so, can you tell me what happened so that I understand that you do understand the effects of tariffs? What happened with the lumber industry and the steel industry when it came to getting things from Canada?
I don't know. You're in Florida. You tell me.
No, I'm talking about the state, buddy. The entire country.
And the 25 and not even and the 25% tariff on China for soybeans. What happened to our legacy farmers, Fang? There was over 600 legacy farmers lost their farms because of the soybeans and 25% tariff on just a couple of things from China. So now there's a fucking there's a tariff on everything. We're fucked, dude. We are totally screwed.
It was a huge supplemental crop.
So, in y'all's opinion, what should we do?
No, sir.
Nope.
Please stick with what I'm talking about. Please tell me if you know anything about what we just said about the farmers or
The housing in Florida.
And well, even in the entire country.
Well, yeah.
Because the Canadian lumber and the steel coming from the north, that was tariffed, and that caused a lot of what happened with home building during the time. So can you tell me why you ignore the fact that tariffs can have can create a problem that actually never goes away? Because
I'm not saying tariffs don't cause it.
But you're telling me that it's going to get better, and I'm giving you an example of how it doesn't get better. Because the homes that we still live in, sir, are exorbitant, three times as much as they would have been during Trump's administration.
We're about to have a housing crisis in Florida.
Right now is ridiculous.
And I agree with you, and you agree with what I'm saying, but I'm trying to make you understand that that's what's going to happen with everything else. It's never going to go back down.
Nope. When has prices ever gone back down?
You don't think we have trees in America?
No.
Trees in America.
Not the amount that Canada does. Nope.
Right. But we have enough trees in America.
No, not Alaska either.
You're not making any sense.
Nope.
I'm not making any sense.
You're not making any sense.
No.
So
Alaska is not full of trees.
Stop talking because you're not making any sense.
Have you ever been to Alaska?
Stop talking because you're not making any sense.
I'm telling you. Did you? Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just needed him to understand the trees that we have in this country, sir. What trees do we have in this country? What's the main tree that we have in this country? Like the predominant population of the tree.
It depends on where you have. We got a lot of pine in like Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, a lot of pine.
And how many places in these states do we already have an industry for that wood to be needed?
I'm not sure, but
exactly. So again, what you're telling me is that we don't have an industry in this country to make those things yet.
That's the whole thing we're talking about. The infrastructure isn't there. We don't have sawmills and stuff that we had back in the 1800s and 1900s.
Right, and the problem is, sir, that the only way that what you were even suggesting might even begin to be a thing is for to have the government actually do it themselves. And that's socialism.
That's correct. And also, not only that, shoot, I lost my train of thought. I don't know where he's at.
Like I said before, I knew he was going to have his tail between his legs soon, so I at least wanted to get some of that out to him. I appreciate it.
But do you know what we get? I just did a quick. I just did a quick search real quick, and it said natural resources not found in the U.S. Rare mineral earths. Rare
2,500 sawmills in the U.S.
Essential for natural resources not found in the United States. Rare earth elements essential for electronics, batteries, and military technology, mostly imported from China. Crude oil. The U.S. produces a lot of oil, certain grades. For example, heavy crude are still imported from countries like Canada, Mexico, and Saudi Arabia. Nickel, cobalt, lithium, crucial for batteries, especially in EVs, mostly imported from Canada, Chile, Democratic Republic of Congo. Bauxite for aluminum, Limited domestic supply, often imported from Jamaica, Guinea, and Australia. Rubber, sourced from tropical countries like Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, because rubber trees don't grow in U.S. climates. Cocoa beans, coffee has to have a requires a tropical climate, mostly imported from Brazil, Colombia, Ethiopia. So even your coffee is going to be more expensive. Cocoa, chocolate, grown in equatorial countries like the Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Ecuador. These are things we can't grow here.
Did you get my thing about 2,500 sawmills?
I sure did.
Something for that.
I sure did.
The big screen to read this to this gentleman real quick because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's soft lumber, softwood
Let's look at
lumber.
this real quick since you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so highly unlikely the U.S. could fully sustain its lumber needs without Canadian supply. Current domestic production capacity falls short of meeting the nation's demand, specifically for softwood lumber. Demand versus production. The U.S. consumes significantly more softwood lumber than it produces domestically, and Canada historically has filled a large portion of that gap. Capacity limitations. The U.S. sawmill industry lacks the capacity to immediately fill the void left by Canadian import. I can't read that because of the chat, but sir, what I've already read to you already explains why that can't happen. And then again, I reiterate to you, if you wanted to even make a dent, that means you would have to start the industry, have fields and fields of production of trees
Before you tariff.
before you tariff, because otherwise we will collapse our goddamn government.
And
Our economy.
And real quick, I have to read this comment from the comment section. I don't usually do this, but if this doesn't tell you everything you need to know, Fang, this guy, the combo, says, this is too much info. Trump is doing a great job.
Brain overloading.
He literally was like, this is too much information. This is too much information. Trump's doing good.
How would you guys do it different?
It would be no blanket tariffs and not every fucking country on the fucking planet. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Before Trump was
Well, they were going down before Trump. They were actually going down before Trump.
Can I tell you?
Trump kept saying,
everybody's house.
Trump kept saying he was going to make it better, and he's not making it better. So why do you keep? You all of a sudden you went down to the bare minimum of what he has not even done.
The housing industry, just so you know, Gundam, was not just because of steel and lumber, but during Trump's first term as president, he also reversed the Dodd-Frank Act, which made corporations and investment firms and like Zillow and Redford and BlackRock and all these big investors, they were not allowed to buy single-family homes unless the home had been on the market. It depended by state, but anywhere from 30 to 90 days. They couldn't bid on a single-family home. There was a waiting period. So they couldn't go in and buy up all the single-family homes. Trump reversed that under his first administration, which made it allowable for any investment firms to go in and buy up single-family houses on day one. These are people that have cash money. Me and you, people like us, don't usually have cash money to just go buy a house. We got to get a mortgage. We got to do the financing. We got to do this. We got to do the financing and all of that. You're missing the whole point because you're so fucking brainwashed into wanting to believe that your vote in Trump, that you are just turning yourself into a pretzel, trying to be like, well, I'm buying investments. I'm talking about the housing industry. Of course, you're a piece of shit that would buy when it's really low so that you can make money off the backs of other people. Other people are losing, people are losing their entire 401k accounts. Their entire 401k accounts, they're losing their investment. You're like, well, I don't know about you, but I'm buying. I'm taking advantage of these people's pain. What's wrong with you?
Right, and so, sir,
that's gross.
POS is because of the fact that we are having a discussion about the whole of the economy and the whole of the United States citizens and how this affects them. And you again brought it only back down to yourself. You didn't say, oh, most people that
Anybody could buy stock right
No,
now.
we can't. Not everybody lives a high on the hog or makes $250,000 a year on Facebook. Okay, some of us, most of us, 60 to 70% of the Americans live paycheck to paycheck. We don't have money to invest. We have kids that we're raising.
You can invest however much you can afford.
Again, but you just said it, and I appreciate you saying it. Anyone who's anyone, and so for you, that means anyone that makes the kind of money you make.
Which is why he votes for Trump and he doesn't care. Yeah.
Right. And so that you keep coming back around to the truth, and I appreciate you for doing so. But then that equals POS. So don't be surprised when you're called a POS. Okay. So I'm not trying to insult you. Only trying to describe you. I'm only trying to give you the understanding that this is what being a POS is.
People are just trying to live.
Yep. People are telling you the pain that is going to happen and the pain that is happening currently to human beings around you. And the only thing you want to think about is how you can profit off that. And so if you go ahead and do that, that's fine. But don't try and snowball us. Don't try and gaslight us. Well, that's what you're doing. The entire time that no, you're not. No, you're not.
No, you're not. You just you have money. You can just go buy more stocks. You're just going to be buying up stock. I can't buy up stock. I have 2 kids I'm trying to feed.
I've got 4 kids.
I have 4 kids total, but 2 of mine are grown. Do you have little kids at home?
I do.
How old?
A 6, a 5, and a 3-year-old.
What private school they go to?
They don't. They go to public school.
He's 50 years old and has a 2-year-old.
I do. My wife's 33.
Damn shame.
Ew.
And so what you should do is make sure that none of them, do any of them have IEPs or a 504 plan?
Oh, they're taken care of.
What is a 504 plan? Since you just acted like you said they're
taken care of, buddy.
What is a 504 or an IEP?
Don't worry about it. They're taken care of.
Exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
So thank you so much for being a dumb fuck and not just saying I don't know what that is.
I'm getting called dumb.
Yeah, because you are. And I'm just explaining to you that you are. It's not something to insult you. It's just a reminder, okay? So what I need for you to do, sir,
It's not money, by the way.
yeah, exactly. It's not an investment program that you didn't hear about. So what I need for you to understand, sir, is there are human beings outside of the purview of your home. And there are people who have children who are autistic, who have disabilities.
And I have an
autistic. So what? No, yes, sure. So you don't know anything about the plans I'm talking about, but you have something like that. Okay, sure, whatever. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain to you, sir, and for other people. Okay, sure. Okay, whatever. So what I need for you to do is figure out. Yeah, exactly. So figure out whatever goes along with what I'm trying to say, and I gave you an opportunity to speak on the subject and interrupt me while I'm talking about it. Okay. So what I need for you to do, sir, is understand that there are people who need these 504 plans and IEP programs, and so that being stripped away is an issue only because of Donald J. Trump and him trying to dismantle and destroy the Department of Education, because that's part of what the Department of Education does.
Well, if his son goes to if his 6-year-old goes to a public school, he's not going to be getting any of the special services that he needs if he is indeed autistic, because usually they have behavioral therapy, ABA therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy.
He goes every day after school.
Right.
To
Okay. That's already the Department of Education. That's all been cut now, just so you know.
All be funded. And it's gonna so it's time for you to pony up and start paying for it. It's all over. Yeah, and you know who gets that money to the state, you dumb fuck? The fucking
I'll get federal things. Yeah, that's all you guys are good at it.
Yes, I am good at it.
And that means you're uneducated.
No, it doesn't.
It does. You got a name call like that? I haven't called you that one name.
You called me every name in the book by being ignorant.
It's like
you have called me every name in the book.
Okay, hold on. Okay, all right. Guys.
That's all you do. I
Okay.
call people names.
Okay. Time out.
That's horrible.
Time out. Okay. Do you know? Okay. Donald Trump said he wanted to send education back to the states, right? He wants to abolish the Department of Government and give it back to the states. Is that what he said, Gundon?
Yeah.
Okay. Then how come just yesterday or the day before, he sent a letter to every single solitary K through 12 school in the entire country, telling them that they're not going to receive their federal funding unless they agree to end all DEI programs in their school, or they're going to lose all federal funding.
You tell me, where to say that?
What do you mean, where does it say it? It's everywhere. All these schools are like, what the heck is happening? I thought he was giving it back to the states. Now they have to sign an agreement that they'll end any all diversity, equity, and inclusion. That affects your child. Your child is included, is part of that inclusion. Your child is part of that inclusion of keeping them in school. So unless your kid's school says that they will end DEI to where your child is being included in mainstream school, they lose all federal funding. And if you're in a red state, you're screwed. Because your blue states pay for red states a lot of the stuff, especially schools. But the federal government Department of Education was just to make sure that disabled children have all the necessary things that they need and that they cannot be discriminated against in schools. So do you think that public schools that receive federal funding for occupational therapy, speech and language therapy, ABA therapy, they're not going to be receiving funds for that anymore? So do you think your public school is going to eat up that cost? Or are they just going to stop providing those services for your son because they no longer have to? And they would rather use that money. They'd rather use that money for Bibles in school, like Oklahoma's doing.
Like I said, I don't agree with 100% of what he does, but I mean, he's our president. I mean, what else are we gonna do?
Get him the fuck out of office. Impeach his ass and remove him. He's not only going against the Constitution, but he's literally going against your specific child, just like mine, because I have a son with autism.
Autism has become a really big thing over the last decade or so.
No.
I know really of that statement, and if you
no.
That statement, you're lying about everything.
Exactly.
Yep.
Because no, it's just like back before, people weren't properly diagnosed. You remember that person you called in school? You said you're what, 50 something? Yeah. We used to call them other names, right? I'm not going to say them, but like the slow kids, I'm not being mean. I'm just using terminology we used. Oh, that kid's a dreamer. That kid's a daydreamer. That kid's slow. That kid's this. We labeled them something else because they never got diagnosed or had proper treatment. We just ostracized them.
My son's like nonverbal, so he makes a lot of noises, and I mean, he's always smiling. He's the happiest kid I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I've got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and he's like way happy. You know what I mean? He can't speak yet, but.
So your son has an IEP. He obviously has it's called an individual education plan that they make with children that need specialized care while they're in public schools.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what an IEP is. That's what was just.
So he goes,
right, but that's gone now. Do you not understand that next school year he won't have that?
Well, I don't care what I have to do. He will have that.
I understand that, but not everyone has the privilege of money that you may have. I don't have the money. I don't have the money. I don't have the money to have my kid to pay for separate occupational therapy, speech and language therapy, all of those other things that they need, the ABA, whatever other services they get. What if the parent can't afford individual prices, and they're getting ready to cut Medicaid, which a lot of these kids have Medicaid as well, and so they won't be able to afford these services for their children.
Yeah, I mean,
agree with what I don't agree with a lot that he is doing, but I mean something's got to change. You know what I mean?
No, it doesn't.
When it came to those kids, nothing had to change when it came to education. Nothing had to change when it came to those things. So can you explain why those things need to change? Since you're the person here to tell us that they have to do something.
I know there's a lot of Americans.
No, pay attention to what I asked you. Explain to
right
me.
now.
Explain to me why those things had to be taken away.
Oh, he's gagged again.
Okay, I appreciate that. That was an honest answer. Now I'll go back on mute.
Val.
He asked a question a second ago, and you said you don't agree with a lot of what he's doing, but what do? He's the president of the United States, sir. Do you know why the First Amendment's written the way it is?
Well, I mean, how many people voted for him?
That's not the question that was asked of you.
That's not the question, and so you know, 30% of this nation voted for him, the eligible voters. That's it.
30%. And you said, yeah, but something has to change because people are hurting. What did you mean by that?
I mean, people's been hurting for decades.
Yes, they have, sir.
And why? Because we're not taxing the corporations their fair share, and the Republicans keep giving them tax breaks, and we have to absorb the tax burden. So you should have gone with Kamala Harris, who was going to tax the corporations and the billionaires.
Depending on what state you live in, pay the Americans a better wage.
Then you're voting for the wrong party. Oh my
keeps
God.
voting on raising the minimum wage.
Like I said,
Democrats do.
He does that, or the Republican Party, or the Democrat. Either party's not better.
No.
The Democrats have tried to put something out for everything you have brought out.
Nope.
They tried to bring out price gouging bills to stop groceries from going up. Republicans shot it down. They tried to bring out legislation to stop the housing market from getting out of control. Republicans shot it down.
Free lunches for kids. Republicans shot it down. Formula for babies during the pandemic. Republicans shot it down.
Everything you're talking about, Democrats have actually voted for and produced bills to try to help with that, all to be shot down by Republicans.
And the reason why is because Republicans care about companies and corporations. Republicans care about property. Democrats care about people, which is why Donald Trump, George Bush, every Republican since we've been born has given tax breaks to the millionaires and billionaires and the corporations, raised the taxes on the middle class every single time, and every Republican president has put us into a recession since Reagan. And the Democrats had to pull us out. And then you guys vote in Republicans again who crashed the economy again. And then you're like, something has to change. Quit, vote for Republicans. That would help. They want their millionaire and billionaire friends. They want them to make the money, and they have no incentive. They have no incentive. Please let me finish. They have no incentive to raise our pay because Donald Trump gave them the tax cuts in 2017. Did they give everybody massive raises? No. So what does he do to reward? What does he do to punish them for not using that money? Those tax breaks they got in 2017 with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act? Did they give everybody more wages and make it more fair for their employees? No. So when he gets in again, he gives them more tax breaks. Do you think they're going to raise our wages again? No. Republicans don't care about individual people. They care about property and they care about business. Democrats care about the people.
Is you buy property?
Not everyone's going to be rich.
Well, I mean, this goes back to school,
Why can't you vote for a Democrat?
Economics in school.
Why can't you vote for a Democrat?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I was raised Republican. I don't know.
Well, you got to get out of your own way because you're voting against your children. You're voting against yourself. You're voting against the best interest. It's just because you're stubborn. And I know that because my parents are exactly the same way. My mom, well, I'm Gen X. My mom and dad are boomers. I actually am very capable of changing my mind. But just give me 1 second.
I mean, my mom and dad.
Hold on. Let me finish my thing, please. My mom and dad are both Trump supporters. My mom and I sat down and talked. She agreed with me on being pro-choice. She agreed with me that it's no one's business. I'm like, okay, great. Then she agreed with me on that where no one wants to ever take anyone else's, like Second Amendment away, because most Democrats I know also own weapons. So that's not an issue, but not everyone needs an AR. She's like, yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. So we went down all these list of things that my mom agrees with. And I said, so why don't you vote for Kamala? And she looked me in my face and she said, because I can't vote for a Democrat. Even though she agreed with all of her policies, she agreed with the tax credit. You would have benefited greatly from her plan for child assistance for families. You got $6,000 a year for the first year, and then $3,000 for any children after that every single year to raise your children, to help with child care, to help with all that. She was going to tax the millionaires and billionaires and corporations their fair share and give us the tax break so we didn't have to pay so much out of pocket. She was going to give $25,000 down payment assistance to first-time home buyers. So people in Gen Z and millennials, like my two adult kids, I have one Gen Z, one millennial, and I have two alphas because I have two 11-year-olds too. But anyway, I digress. So they could buy a house, so that the younger generation has a snowball's chance at ever buying a house. She had all of these plans set out to actually help everyday Americans. Every single one of us in some way. But I bet you didn't know any of that because you didn't take the time to go to her webpage and see what policy she was running on. She had it laid out in like 80 pages, very comprehensive of everything she wanted to do and how it was going to help you.
And it would have helped all of those age groups so much more. But a 51-year-old man, that's who I am. And
I'm 52.
Me
yep.
As well. Yep.
And so, and that's the whole thing is when I talk to somebody and we can agree on a bunch of things, my mom says that because she was raised evangelical and Republican. So they've been taught since birth, basically, that Democrats are evil. Democrats are bad. Democrats are this, Democrats are that. That's what my mom has always grown up with, that Democrats are evil and they're bad. And she's been groomed to believe that Democrats are bad, that she only can vote Republican if she's a Christian because they're the only ones that will, align with their beliefs. And she will vote against herself. She will vote against my rights. She'll vote against her grandchildren's rights. She'll vote against everything. Just because she cannot vote for a Democrat. So she'd rather vote against her own.
I understand that. It's like every 4 years it's the same thing, no matter if it's Democrat or Republican.
That's not true. No.
The country is always divided.
Hold on, no.
The country is always divided.
No, it hasn't actually.
Not till Obama.
The country's done stupid things, but hasn't been divided.
Not till Obama. That's how we got Trump. It was the blacklash, is what I like to call it, from having a black president. There was a whole lot of white people who were really, really upset, including my own parents. And I'll say that with my whole chest, because they called him all kinds of really nasty things because that whole white patriarchy, the white people are scared to become the minority because they know how they treated the minority. So they are scrambling to keep their place in the hierarchy. And they should just be happy that black people only want equality and not revenge. Because we've done them dirty for a long time. And when the black man became president, they were ruled over by a black man, could not handle it. And my mom and dad said some real unsavory things when he was president.
I liked Obama.
I did too.
Obama. That's Trump.
Trump hates him.
Obama so much that he sent people to investigate him in Hawaii and say, hey, my God, he only got himself a certificate of birth. like everybody else in Hawaii. And it says that he was born in Hawaii, but he kept on saying that he wasn't never no U.S. citizen. And he said that for 4 goddamn years. And one day, he finally got up and said, no. He's an American citizen. One time, because he finally got on
And
And so it's so weird how you keep saying shit that don't add up, but that's okay. Because your Trump guy, he don't say shit that adds up either. Because I listen to him say that on many occasions. That it's weird that this guy had a daddy from Kenya. Yeah, and he made people. Why I like John McCain so much. It's because John McCain was an honorable man. He had a woman's day. He's a king, I don't like him. I don't like him. And guess what happened? John McCain got up and said, "No, ma'am, we have a disagreement on fundamental issues, but he's a good man, a family man." Okay, and so if you liked Obama and you heard somebody say that kind of stuff about a guy named Obama, you should have said, "Oh, I can't vote for this guy. I might not vote for a Democrat, so I ain't gonna vote for this guy." But you said, "I'm on board," and you've been on board since. So, sir, I make that accent because I need you to understand that you're a character. You're a caricature of a human. Because, and I say this honestly, that the way that you speak about the facts of reality is opposite to even reality. Not just about politics, just reality itself. To say that you liked Obama and then vote for a man that completely degraded everything that he was is counterintuitive.
And reversed everything that Obama did. He reversed every single policy that Obama did. He reversed the first thing he did.
Every year, no matter who it's
No.
This is what you're not understanding.
No.
Clinton did the same thing that Joe is doing right
It's
now.
not a both sides argument. It is really not. Okay? When we talk about, because you brought up Gen X earlier, and that's when I wanted to speak, because this is something you need to understand.
We were rebels, man. We didn't go with the
We talk about the rebels and all that stuff, and the whole thing that goes on. But no, I'm going to tell you why Gen X is really the way it is, and why we have the problems that we do. And it all started with one man. His name was Ronald Reagan.
Yep.
Okay?
I'll be right back, Val.
Ronald Reagan lost the pension plans because of his policies against the black community that ended up hurting everyone. His policies on banking that lost pensions in this country. And then we ended up creating 401ks, which is a tax cut.
Hey, Val, how old are you, Val?
Do what? I'm 59 years old. I'm the oldest of Gen X.
Okay, so
hold on a minute. I'm not done.
You really
I'm not
don't
done.
remember.
I'm not done.
Really, you were just.
I'm not going to say it again. Not done. When he did that, and then he had the banking crisis, that was a massive hit to Gen X, and Gen X didn't even know it at the time. Then we moved into 2008, where it happened to us again, where we lose housing. People lost their housing, and mainly Gen X lost their housing and had to rebuild and build back up again. And then Gen X gets another hit in 2020 because of somebody that had failed policies on how to handle something because he wouldn't listen to the person before him. These are the things, and each and every one of these times has cost Gen X what is referred to as generational wealth. Gen X has no generational wealth because what has happened through our entire generation. Gen X is the first generation that is taking care of their parents and their kids. And their kids are going to be worse off. Most of the millennials in this country are going to face what Gen X has faced times 10.
Yep.
Okay? This is what's happened in this country. This is why Gen X is the way it is. And it's not because of two-sided politics.
Is that a bad thing to take care of your mother and your father?
Presidents. It's because of 3 presidents, sir. Reagan, Bush, and Trump.
Yep. I can't afford to take care of my parents, Gundon. My parents live 2 doors over from me. Literally, there's only one house that separates us in our neighborhood. My parents live 2 doors over. If they lose their Social Security and Medicare in this continuing resolution cut that they just passed, I can't afford to pay my parents' bills. I can't afford to pay their mortgage. I can't afford to pay their grocery bills. I can't afford to pay for anything. I still have 2 little ones at home. My twins are 11. There's no way I can afford to take care of my parents. It's not a matter of if I don't want to take care of them. I can't.
I just think Democrats are the I can't bunch.
How do you, okay, where do you want me to get the fucking money, Gundon? Where do you want me to get the money? Where do you want me to get the money? Oh, everybody, my cash out, wait. See, this is what grinds my gears. I'm telling you what, everybody, if you want to help my fund, Diavatalks, right here, Cash App, Venmo, because apparently I got to have enough money to take care of my parents now because Gundon wants to blame Democrats for being the I can't party. Does your wife stay home with your kids? Is that why you have this attitude? Because I don't have that luxury. I have to work from home because I have 2 special needs kids. Does your wife stay home with your kids?
She does.
Yeah, I don't have somebody to be a stay-at-home parent where I can go out and work and all that, and I can make unlimited amount of money.
I don't either.
Well, you just said the Democrats are the I can't party.
Well, that's all that ever comes out of y'all's mouths is
I just said I can't afford to take care of my parents. I haven't said I can't do anything. I haven't said. Do you think I'm going to go? How am I supposed to have 3 jobs if I'm taking care of 2 special need kids? Please. Oh, please tell me. Oh, great one.
I'm just saying.
Where? What 3 jobs should I work?
Well, Wendy's pays like $15 an hour last time I heard.
I have to be at home because I have 2 special needs kids. So where am I going to work 3 jobs?
And let me remind you, sir,
I can't work outside the home. I have to work from home. What 3 jobs should I work?
Be a telemarketer or somebody that works from home on the computer.
That's what I've been doing for the past 4 years. Would you like to give me anything else?
You're a content creator. I mean, if you
Correct.
Unless you're making money, right?
I only get paid what people donate to me to my Cash App or my Venmo. That's it. I don't make videos like other people do. They get. I don't. I.
You're a content creator on YouTube.
And I have made I haven't made a single penny from YouTube. I just started 4 weeks ago. Haven't made a single penny.
Can I have the floor for just a minute?
No.
So I've been a content creator.
And I said no. I know you don't understand consent, but I said no.
And I know how much content
Hey,
I know how. Okay, I know how much.
I don't make videos that get millions of views. I do live streams. I do this. So the only money I get paid are the gifts that they send me, or if they send anything to my Cash App or my Venmo. I don't make videos where I get paid hundreds of dollars because I get millions of views. I don't do that. I just host a live for 3 hours a day. Whatever donations I get, that's what I get. I haven't made a single penny off YouTube because I don't do videos on there either. I do live streams. So why don't you just be quiet?
I play video games for a living.
Good for you. Sir,
Oh, he's got a real job, huh? He's all bitching at me to go work at Wendy's. Why don't you work at Wendy's, bitch?
The thing is, I don't think you understand the definition of insanity.
Nope.
What is the definition of insanity, sir?
It's always a question with you guys.
What is the definition of
It's always
insanity?
y'all can't.
You haven't asked me a question.
Yeah, y'all got to defer.
You have not answered me a question. What is the definition of insanity? Do you know?
I keep
getting muted. So do you know what the definition? It's like I keep getting muted. So quit crying. Quit crying. The reason you have muted is because you don't have to cry instead of answer the question. I'm not crying. What is the definition of insanity? You got a question answered to you. The reason they keep meeting you is because you come up and you want to complain rather than just answer the question. Y'all are complaining, not me. What is the definition of insanity? Last chance. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. The definition of insanity is, and I appreciate, I don't know, that's fine. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. Sir, when I talk to you about the last six different presidents of this country, 3 destroyed our economy. 3 built it back up. And 1 didn't know who he was. No, that's not true, sir.
Oh, stop it.
Clinton balanced the budget and gave Bush a surplus and got us back on the right track. And Clinton, hold on, that's anything hold on, sir. Bush destroyed it in a big way. Okay? Then Obama comes in, rebuilds us again, gets us back up, has us in a fast-moving economy, 72 months of continuous job growth, never been done in American history ever, and hands it off to Donald Trump, and he destroys it. The one you wanted to talk about a second ago, Biden comes in, fixes us, gives us the fastest recovery of any G7 nation, the best in the entire world.
Exactly.
Hands a good economy off to Trump, and in less than 100 days, he has destroyed it. Do you think Biden was really running the country? Yes.
He had a neurological evaluation last February. It was public record. It was out on the internet. The doctor gave every medication. Excuse me, I'm in the middle of speaking. I've had about enough of you. Yes, he had he was old. That's it. He was old. That's it.
And talked with a stutter.
And had a stutter. That's it. He had a neurological evaluation last February or May, whatever, last year. He had one every year. It was public record. All you had to do is go read it. He even told every single medication he was taking. They said he was perfectly fine, cognitively fine. Like, that's what doctors do. Like, that's their job. Okay. And he said he would stay as long as he was effective and good. And he was fine. He stepped down when he was ready. So he was fine. And if he did, he's still fine. Exactly. He's still fine.
But I want to make sure you understand something. This is a man that came into office, gave us an infrastructure bill, the PACT Act.
Infrastructure, chips and sciences. Yeah.
Over 400 bills that actually benefited the American people and helped rebuild our economy. 400 bills. Followed up in his second half of his deal with a Congress. Remember I talked about insanity a minute ago? That passed 42 bills, period, in their 2 years in office, all of them budget resolutions, because they couldn't get out of their own way. Oh, that was controlled by Republicans. They actually halted our growth. He still managed to get us to grow through it all by working around them. Why has Trump been able to destroy things so fast? Because he's come in and signed over 100 executive orders trying to rule the country by the power of the pen rather than by the Constitution, and doing it by legislation. That is why he's been able to do this so fast, sir.
Exactly.
When you people like that do not understand the definition of insanity, because every time a Republican takes foot in that office, they destroy our economy each and every time.
Every time.
And you keep coming back going, I expect a different outcome. Welcome to insane.
And real quick, I need some thank yous. Little Farm, thank you for the $20 Cash App. Kim, thank you for the $10 Cash App. Drop the douchebag fund. They want me to drop you just so you know they're tired of you. And then on Venmo, Kelly, thank you for the $5 Venmo. Please drop him. Okay, they're all coming. They're all coming to tell me. They're all paying me to drop you.
How about Roosevelt? Y'all remember him?
Hey, you have so much money. You get $250,000 a year. Why don't you send me some money?
Before we pivot again, I came up here
We're not pivoting.
for a specific reason. You just told me that I am a member of the party of I can't. I am dealing with an issue that I did not expect to be dealing with after a stroke, and so now I am disabled. You just told me to go get 3 jobs if I have to make it. I can't get one fucking job because DEI is actually DEIA, and the A is for accessibility. Who wants to hire somebody half-time in a wheelchair? Nobody right now, and nobody really has to, because the person you voted for against your son's best interest said that they don't have to anymore. They can drop those programs. So where exactly would you like me to go find 3 fucking jobs? I would love to know.
That's what I said too.
First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you. I really am.
Not everybody's in the same place in life medically. I have a chronic illness. I have a degenerative bone disease.
I just had a stent put in my heart not too long ago.
I'm just saying, but you make such a blanket statement. You should just go get 3 jobs.
I don't agree with everything he's done.
Oh my
but
God.
That's why I quit voting for it.
That part. But also, let me just say something. Prior to my stroke, I was making in the high tens of thousands per year. I had a savings account. My credit was improving. I was almost able to purchase a house. And then I had a stroke that left me in a nursing home for 11 months. Where did my savings go?
To the nursing home.
Where, everything I got evicted. Technically, my credit cards went tits up. My car got repossessed. So guess where my credit is now?
In the shitter.
Right. So let me go buy my stocks real quick. They're at lows.
Aren't you currently homeless, Mitria?
Received my disability. I'm sorry.
Aren't you still currently homeless?
I'm currently living in a hotel still. Because they don't want to put me into an apartment because of my credit, not because I can't pay with my disability, but because of my credit. So I can pay the $1,400 a month to live in a hotel room, but I'm not able to get into an apartment where the rent would be $1,800 or $800 a month because my credit score says I can't. So what are 3 jobs going to help me there? The reason I wanted to come ask you these rhetorical questions is because it's people like you that say, I just want things to be better, and then you vote against your son, and you vote against people like me, and you have zero empathy about it. I don't understand how that happens.
They lack empathy.
I care about people.
You don't.
Like somebody else.
You prove that you do not.
With your vote, it shows us that you don't.
The point I'm trying to get across is Democrat, Republic.
No, it's not the Democrats. No, you're not going to do that. It is not Democrats.
That's what all the Republicans would say too.
It's not Democrats, though. We have proven track record. We have. We have. That's because Republicans will not see who he is. Val has gone over the history of every Republican since Reagan have put this country in a recession. The Democrats have got us out. The Republicans have crashed the economy. They've given all the tax breaks to the, like, they've done everything to ruin this country since Reagan. The Republicans do every single time. We have track record. And there's also track record of Democrats having to clean up their mess. Even Clinton balanced the budget, handed it over to W, who fucked it all up. And then Obama has to come in and fix it up from them. The Democrats.
Because he had COVID.
Nope, he had twice as much spending than Joe Biden did before COVID expenses.
mean, he sent checks out to everybody.
No, that was actually Nancy Pelosi, but yeah, he signed them and they did come out of the budget. But it was Democrats that gave us the money because the Democrats are the ones who passed it through Congress. Donald Trump did give you anything.
No. Also, that is also
And
part.
it's like,
That was also part of that.
to bring all that back to you.
Hold on, that was
remember he had to get all the ventilators and everything. Where did we get them from? China?
Where did he send them? Where did he send them to? He sent them to Russia.
Where did we get them from? Why can't they be
Okay, I'm not pivoting to another subject. We're not talking. No, we're not.
Everybody's pivoting everywhere.
No, we're not.
You're the pivoter.
You're the one that's pivoting. We were talking about something else. And you keep saying Democrats. Republicans and Democrats both no. I'm sick of the same two arguments. Now, I'm going to ask you one more question before we go. Before people have been paying me to drop you. So I've got to move on. They're sick of you. Let me just ask you one question. Do you know what two countries did not get a single tariff placed on them? The only two in the entire world.
Russia's one.
Russia and?
China?
Nope, they got the most.
They should.
No, they shouldn't. Fucking North Korea, dude. That's who Trump is giving deference to. He's tariffing the shit out of our allies and cozying up to our adversaries. You are Gen X. You remember watching Red Dawn. You remember watching Red Dawn, Hunt for Red October. You remember all of those movies from when we were in the 80s and 90s. Give me a fucking break. You know Russia's our enemy. And for him to be cozying up to Putin is distressing. It's disturbing. It's disgusting. And you know better. And you're a Gen Xer and you know better. Every movie that we watched growing up was about against the Russians coming in and all that. So give me a break. You know it's wrong. You know it's wrong. You know it's wrong.
Well,
You said you followed me and you come back, but it ain't today.
And this Vietnam argument quit, dude. Vietnam has several U.S. businesses there that are actually manufacturing in Vietnam. The reason Vietnam's not going to do retaliatory tariffs is because most of their industry is American industry. Building there. Go look up Boeing, please.
It's so confounding.
But Diana, he cares about people.
But I care about people. Why don't you just go get 3 jobs in? If you can't afford to invest and you can't afford to take care of your parents, why don't you just go get 3 jobs? Excuse me?
Yeah.
And then he says he's a 50-year-old gamer. He makes his money gaming online as a 50-year-old. I need to go check my son's computer and make sure he ain't in there. He tariffed penguins on an uninhabited island, but not Vladimir Putin. Okay.
Well, thank you, Mama, for the gifts. I appreciate you. Seeing you down there throwing gifts at me like crazy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Those penguins are up to some shady shit.
It has to be. You know what? Somebody in the comment section, let me go back. FFS MAGA. It's a psychological attachment, period. It's got to be. There's got to be some psychological attachment to him because even though he's like, he has an autistic kid, he's all this kind of stuff. And he's like, and then he agreed with us, but he still couldn't let his brain say he was wrong. He's like, well, I voted for him. Now what do we do? Yeah, you quit voting for him.
Yeah, it's foolish pride. Always has been.
It's foolish pride. That's got to be it. This just has to be, they just have some emotional, psychological attachment, or they're emotionally fragile and they can't admit to themselves they've been duped. Because that's really, really hard. People, especially men, have really big egos and they cannot admit they're wrong, period. No matter what it is. They just can't. Hush Puppy? Hush Puppy.
Yeah. Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Is it family time yet?
Family, it is family time. Yes, I love it. We're way past friendly time because we went way too long with that guy. But I was hoping we would make some get through. I mean, we made some breakthroughs because he got gagged several times. But then he would go back and just dig into another topic. And I was like, maybe we can turn this guy, maybe, you know. But I'm like, oh my god. Anyway, go ahead, Hush Puppy.
You know, I don't repeat myself a lot because I was at the post office yesterday here in California where I live, and there was some old man and old lady right there at the post office out front with the Trump sign, and I don't know what they're trying to get signatures, and he told me he was for Trump, and I told him he's a piece of shit. And I don't talk to people like that, especially my elders. And I don't know, I just don't know what to do in those situations. Because I don't like Trump. I voted for Harris.
Yeah, I know. I would just be like, no, thank you, and keep walking. But I, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Val.
You're so
Bye,
sweet.
everyone.
Bye, Beb. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah,
Clint, thank you for the $3 Venmo. I am just one man with one job. Sorry, I don't have 3 jobs. It's okay, Clint. Thank you. I appreciate everybody that's donated today. I really appreciate you. You guys know I can't do this every day without you. So any and all support is really, really, really appreciated. I do appreciate you all so much.
Could you imagine a generation we'd create if everybody had to work 3 jobs? All parents had to work
Jesus
3 jobs.
Christ, right? Who the fuck wants to work 3 jobs? Why can't we all just have a living wage and work 1? That's what minimum wage was started for to begin with. So anyone who worked 40 hours a week could afford a house, a car, and food. Like the basic necessities. That's what minimum wage was. Anyway, is it Kathy? Katie. Hello? He was an idiot. Right? Right? He was like, I said, what, do you have a 504 or an IEP? And he's like, oh, yeah, I don't know. He didn't know what an IEP was, and his kid has one. That tells you the mom does everything. I hope so. You're welcome, Katie. Thank you so much. I agree with you. You're 100% spot on. God, I hope so. God, I hope so. I believe he said he was in Utah, right? Like I was in Utah. If I remember. If I'm exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop.
Okay, honey.
Ready. But I love you all. Thank you for having me up.
I love you too. Thank you, honey.
Bye.
Exactly. I thank you for all the WKDs in the chat. That's right. Katie was spot on. Truth matters. You are not connecting. I am so sorry. You can re-request up. Hopefully I have time. I'm trying to get to everybody. Boxer Mom, how are you?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Diavatalks.
No boxer.
Hi.
You know, and thing, I don't know how y'all did it.
I lost my cool a few times.
For the rest of the weekend.
I lost my cool a few times.
That was.
It's just because I'm passionate. It's like I have kids. You have a kid. What is wrong with you? That needs an IB.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so do you want a serious one or my penguin poem?
Oh, penguin.
Okay, hold on one sec. Oh, my dad had to get while I'm getting this one pulled up. My dad to do blood transfusions these last 2 days.
Okay.
And, but, you know, living in Oklahoma, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was some other older people in there and in the waiting area, and I got to talking to them, and they are the same. They did not vote for him either, and I was like, all right. Some people here in Oklahoma.
Oh my.
So that was nice.
Yeah. All right. I'm definitely ready for a penguin poem today. Let's go.
Okay. Crap. Oh, damn, I apologize. One second. Because I wrote so many of them. Okay. I apologize. I'm trying to hurry, everybody. Don't hate me. Okay, here it is. All right. Penguin terrace. The birds have had enough. So let me get this straight. You're out here charging tariffs on penguins while billionaires pay less in taxes than a latte at Target. Bold move, Supreme Overlord of Logic. Because clearly the economic collapse isn't from unchecked greed. It's those free-loading Antarctic tuxedo-wearing Marxist sea pigeons. Yes.
Did she say Marxist sea pigeons? Okay.
I was so busy in the waiting area, as you can see.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so then yes, of course, they slide on their bellies, clearly a slippery slope to socialism. They mate for life. That's suspiciously woke. They share parenting duties, communist propaganda. Sounds like a threat to late-stage capitalism if I've ever seen one. But sure, let's slap a tariff on the one creature that wobbles like a drunk toddler and still carries more dignity than the half dudes at the World Economic Forum. Penguins didn't cause inflation. Penguins didn't crush the housing market. Penguins didn't do insider trading during a pandemic on a yacht named Liberty's Dividend. Penguins just eat fish, raise babies, scream into the abyss, and have zero lobbyists in D.C., which in today's world makes them public enemy number one, apparently. Meanwhile, Carl in finance just bought a bunker in New Zealand and deducted it as a business retreat. But we're taxing the penguins. Do you see the math? No. Good. Neither does the Treasury. You really think penguins are hoarding resources? They don't even have pockets. They're laundry offshore icebergs grow up. Now here's a radical thought. Maybe the real parasites aren't the birds with flippers. Maybe it's the dudes with 10 vacation homes and opinions about welfare reform while paying for their employees in coupons. Let the penguins walk. Let them scream. Let them live, damn it. They didn't ask for this economy. They didn't sign the Paris Accord. They didn't crash the banks. They've never been to office, mostly because they can't fly. Tariff the billionaires. Subpoena the yachts. Indict the greed. But leave the birds alone. Because if we keep going down this road, the penguins will unionize, and we will all lose.
Oh, girl. That was funny. That was funny. You took me out twice. That was funny. Oh my God.
So, I'll leave with that.
Thank you. I love your poems. You're so good at it. You're so good at it.
I can't hear you, Diava.
I said you're so good at it.
Can anyone else?
Can y'all hear me?
Drop me, because I can't hear you.
I can't hear you. I can hear Box from home.
Nobody can hear me?
I can.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, you just froze.
Can you hear me now?
No, you're not frozen now.
Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
time ago anyway.
It's kicking us off.
It's close enough to time to go anyway, so I'm not going to restart at this damn time. Yeah, TikTok has been glitching a lot though too. But anyway, can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you, Val. Thank you, Fang, for being here with me today. That was super fun. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for all being here. Thank you for your Cash Apps, the Venmos, the gifts, the likes, the loves, the pats on the screen, subscriptions, everything. I really appreciate you guys. I couldn't do this every single day without you, so I really, really appreciate you. Thank you guys for hanging with me on this Saturday. I think it still went. I think it went okay. I get a little frustrated because I'm very passionate. Shocker, I know. No, TikTok was supposed to go down today, but Trump signed a 75-day extension because the deal that was being made with China, they bailed on when he put more tariffs on them. So they said, "Yeah, fuck you," and so the whole TikTok negotiations went down the tube. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. I'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. Hi, Maui Wise. Mwah, love you. I saw you earlier, but I just want to make sure I said hi. Oh, wait a minute. Cash App's coming through. Let me just say thank you before I go. That would be rude. Robin, thank you for the $5 Cash App. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys' support for me today. I truly do. I think it means a lot to me that you guys support me here. So I just wanted to say thank you again. But I'll see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. I love you. Take care. Have a good night. Be safe. And I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Bye. All right, my TikTok, my YouTubers and Twitchers. I don't know what they call each other. I know, right? Today was a little trying, but I made it. I made it. Thank you guys for all being here. Thank you for coming. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. See you later. Mwah.